See what it says? Cash for your home. You know what that is?
Billboard.
What are y'all, Amos and Andy? Are you stepping and he's fetching? I'm talking about the message, what it stands for. It's called gentrification. It's what happens when the property value of a certain area is brought down. Huh? You listening?
Yeah.
They bring the property value down. They can buy the land at a lower price. Then they move all the people out, raise the property value, and sell it at a profit. Now what we need to do is we need to keep everything in our neighborhood, everything, black. Black owned with black money. Just like the Jews, the Italians, the Mexicans, and the Koreans do.
Ain't nobody from outside bringing down the property value. It's these folk shooting each other and selling that crack rock and shit.
Well, how you think the crack rock gets into the country? We don't own any planes. We don't own no ships. But we are not the people who are flying and floating that shit in here. I know every time you turn on the TV, that's what you see. Black people selling the rock, pushing the rock, pushing the rock. Yeah, I know. But that wasn't a problem as long as it was here. Wasn't a problem until it was in Iowa and it showed up on Wall Street where there are hardly any black people. Now, if you want to talk about guns, why is it that there's a gun shop on almost every corner in this community?
Why?
Tell you why. For the same reason that there's a liquor store on almost every corner in the black community. Why? They want us to kill ourselves. You go out to Beverly Hills, you don't see that shit. But they want us to kill ourselves. Yeah, the best way you can destroy a people, you take away their ability to reproduce themselves.
Yeah.
Who is it that's dying out here on these streets every night? Y'all.
Yeah.
Young brothers like yourselves.
What am I supposed to do? Fool roll up, try to smoke me? I'm gonna shoot the motherfucker if he don't kill me first.
You're doing exactly what they want you to do. You have to think, young brother, about your future. Huh?
I saved money with Liberty Mutual's customized insurance. Some of it went towards a family trip. I can't say where.
Rest in peace to that man.
Rest in peace to John Singleton. Absolutely. So we good now.
We're live. We live.
A lot of people don't understand the impact John Singleton had with his movies. I know when I was younger, obviously I wasn't grown in the 90s, but I lived through the 90s. So I seen the movies, but I didn't understand the messages in the movies. I know you did.
I seen the movies. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little older, as you know, everybody knows. But I lived in Randolph. I moved in Randolph. I think it was 87, right? 87, 88. And we were like the third or fourth black family there. And my neighbor across the street, I remember Mr. Lewis, shout out to Mr. Lewis. He was just like, gave me the same spiel, right? And I'm looking at him like, what is this man talking about? And I think a few years later, if not 10 years later, I think this came out in 95, if I'm not mistaken, hearing the same thing. And I'm just like, I still don't get it, you know? But I started seeing it when I noticed people started moving, because there was a lot of Jewish people there. I used to get paid. I used to cut grass, you know what I mean? I was the little black Mexican guy, you know what I mean? And the Jewish people, they love to have their grass cut. Shouts to some people I still keep in contact with. But I started really grasping it. I think I had to be like, maybe like 21, 22. Because when you're a teenager, you ain't really paying attention to that. Well, I wasn't anyway. I was into just like the girls and shit, you know what I mean?
I wasn't paying attention to
Yeah.
that when I was younger. Only when I got older did I really start paying attention to important issues going on.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And even, not even that, like, and I say older, like, I mean like a few years ago, not even, and like you said in the early 20s, you might have started paying attention. I wasn't doing that.
Nah.
Nah. I didn't really even grasp, like, that scene right there until I was probably, I don't know, 28.
I don't want to give myself props. I didn't really grasp it. It's just more like
no, I mean, like, I didn't really even realize, I think, the importance of that scene or what he was even trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I just was like, yeah, I kind of knew that it was a scene that people were like, yo, you gotta pay attention, but I never really paid attention to the point where I was like, oh, that's like really what he. Oh, let me look up what gentrification actually is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. Now I see it now, and I'm like, oh man, you look and you see that. Look what Jay-Z was just freestyling about.
Crazy, right?
And that's a message, like, and this is the importance of John Singleton. Like, he was promoting this back in the early '90s.
Yeah.
He was trying to promote this.
Yeah.
You know, and if you watch his movies like Boys in the Hood, it was deeper than just being like most people would say, oh, it's a hood classic. Yeah, it's a hood classic.
But
if you're involved in the streets,
yeah,
and you see that aspect of it, yeah, you like it, right? You get it.
It's funny you said that because that kind of gave me a little taste of the streets. I wasn't really in the streets. I was around people in the streets, and I dabbled, but like I was like, ooh, that's kind of ill. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like he was definitely ahead of his time. Shout outs to whoever. Do we know who wrote it? I'm not familiar with who the writer was or anything like that.
The Boys in the Hood?
For Boys in the Hood, yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure. I thought it was John Singleton.
I think he was, I don't want to say just a director, but I think he was the director. But I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
I'm not really sure who wrote it. But I mean, there's a common theme in a lot of his movies anyways, though. He was bringing awareness to a lot of things.
Right.
In a lot of his movies.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, it's funny because like you say, you see now that it's kind of really, really prevalent right now. A lot of people are seeing it now. They're talking about it. And the issue is there's been people talking about these things for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy. It takes like someone current or popular, we'll say, right, to kind of bring a little more light to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad because someone said my mic is low.
Is it? All right, we're going to fix that.
You know what I was saying the other day was like you just said, right? It's like people wait for somebody popular to speak on it. And that kind of discourages me because I was saying the other day that people would rather pay attention to who a celebrity, you know, would like tell them to vote for or something like that, right?
Right.
Instead of paying attention to somebody with like a PhD or that's an expert within a certain field. You're giving the label of an expert to people that aren't really experts.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? And people are like holding these people's opinions and words with more weight than the people who have like lived their whole life studying this.
It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
I'm not saying that people who have PhDs and things of that nature are always right. But
right.
What I'm saying is that, like you just said, it's like, it's funny. Gentrification now is being spoken about, and it's like all of a sudden you hear it more now. Like Nipsey got murdered, and people are understanding now what he was doing. And
right.
You have Jay-Z rapping about it, and people are really starting to pay attention. Oh, gentrification and redlining and all this other stuff, right? And it's like,
right.
Yo, do you understand that there were people
ahead of them
talking about this a long time ago? And
right.
We can go back, right? Not even too long ago.
Right.
We can go back at least 25 years ago and say, yo, look at Boys in the Hood, bro. It wasn't just the hood classic that everybody thinks is, oh, it's a hood classic. Yeah, Boys in the Hood. Yeah, but yo, you understand the message that was being
over their head nice. Over their head nice.
It was a message that was being delivered to people in that movie that a lot of people, I mean, me included, I'm saying I was young.
Yeah.
I was young, so that was really my reason for not catching on to it. But I'm saying, like, even right now, yo, a lot of people are only going to be speaking about gentrification right now simply because Jay-Z just did a freestyle.
It's the hot topic, ain't it?
Like, real shit.
I mean,
it's like, yo, bro, those are the people that I'm like, I'm glad that Jay's reaching people and opening eyes, but those are the people that kind of annoy me because they want to, like, when they talk, all of a sudden they start talking to you as if, like, they've been studying this forever, and it's like, yo, bro, you're literally the person that I'm talking about. You're only talking about this now because Jay-Z's speaking about it. When there's been professors and great, many of other great men, African-American men and women that have been speaking about this for ages.
Yeah.
Who aren't as popular as Jay-Z or whatever, but you haven't taken time to research them or whatever. And now you're like, oh, Jay-Z's talking, oh yeah, gentrification. It's like, oh, now it's the cool thing to talk about.
Isn't it crazy how it looks like you have to be, not you per se, but the person that's spitting that knowledge has to have some form of popularity in order for people to listen to them. You know what I mean? And again, you know, shout outs to Jay-Z. I appreciate it. I think it's dope for everything, but it's like he wasn't the first, nor will he be the last. You know what I'm saying? So I think I want to give a shout outs to him for bringing that up, and we'll bring that video because there might be some people that are not familiar with the video. I think it was pretty. I think it was so powerful that they had like he's even talking like this. But again, Ho's been kind of talking that talk for quite a while. I think he had to slowly bring it out because I remember one of my albums, not to go off to the left, but I do that. Kingdom Come. A lot of people was like, oh, that was one of his worst albums. I'm like, that was one of my favorite joints. I remember it used to just be there was a lot of knowledge on it. And a lot of people was like, man, that joint was wag. It was boring. He's losing it, this and that. And then he had to come back and reestablish himself and put some like popular music for people like, oh, that's the whole we know. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Because when he's talking about educational things, right? Like
yeah.
Things that are actually important. And
yeah.
You got to take time to, if you haven't
Word.
anything or you're not really that educated,
right?
You know, that's not appealing.
Stick to rap, like that,
right,
like that lady,
like that
right?
lady that told LeBron
yeah, stick to playing basketball.
Basketball, right? And it's like that's exactly what happens. Like you just said, like people were like, "Oh no, they wanted to hear like a different Jay-Z."
Yeah,
they want to hear a different Jay-Z. And it's like get back to the hard knock times. Hard knock life Jay-Z or reasonable doubt Jay-Z.
Yeah,
whatever,
sling the rocks.
Right.
Talk about the bitches, the hoes, and how you popping bottles. Yeah, that's what we want to talk about.
That's what a lot of people want to hear.
We don't want to hear anything else. All that other stuff is bull.
But I respect Jay because Jay uses his platform to, really try to bring awareness to people.
Damn, this dude beat me to the punch. Let me get my glasses on because I had some notes. Platform. Let me go. Let's skip around nice because that's how I am. Platform. Let's talk about platform, my G.
My mic is still messing up.
Still messing up? Let me listen. Have a conversation. But before I go platform, I'm going to let you finish your thought, and then we're going to go platform.
Jay-Z, what I like about Jay is Jay uses his platform to really bring awareness to people.
Damn, this dude beat me to the punch. Let me get my glass.
I really enjoy what Jay does. Like, no matter what people say, like, Jay's still going to move the way he moves regardless. And he's still going to talk about
trendsetter.
That he feels as though should be talked about.
Trendsetter.
I like what he did because he kind of broke down in simple form right there through that one freestyle, like what Nipsey was really trying to do.
Let me find that out. Let me pull that up before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Anybody doesn't know. I'm sure people saw the freestyle anyways, but just in case anybody didn't see the freestyle.
What are y'all watching out there?
We'll let you.
That's what we here for.
We'll play it. We'll let you hear it, obviously, but it's important to listen to what he's saying.
Now, let me ask you, do you think if we were to say we did an experiment, we put a bunch of young kids in a group and had them watch this higher learning thing. One, how many of them even watched the movie? Probably not many. But put them in there, have them listen to it over their heads, put Jay-Z on, and then they'll be like, yo, I'm woke. I got it. You think that happened? You think they'll even understand the comparison? Because a lot of times, just to reiterate what you were saying, I feel like the person delivering the message plays such an important role, which it should to an extent. But if that person is providing factual information or information to have you stimulate your mind or things just to rent an idea to just have you see things that maybe you're not really seeing, why wouldn't you take it, entertain the information, and process the information? We're not saying run with the information, but process it. I truly think you take a group of these young kids, put that Boys in the Hood video, press stop, tell them to write some notes, play that Jay-Z video, press stop, tell them to write some notes and talk about it. I think it'd be worlds of difference. I don't even think they'll see the comparisons between the two. And I feel bad that I'm speaking like that about the youth, but that's how I feel. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
I think I agree with you. I do. I think I agree with you. I think that most of the time it's just like something's a hot topic real quick and then it fades out.
Yeah.
Dudes will be on it real quick and then, I'm woke. Yeah, you're woke for like a week. 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And then you're back on to, back to business.
Back to business as usual. Yep.
Back to business as usual.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Let them know.
I don't know. I'm trying to to see what's going on. This mic is this.
They're still talking about the mic. All right, how about this? I'm gonna lead you to this. For John Singleton, let's talk about the 4 movies. I'm gonna put you on thing while I fix this mic. Out of the 4, it's showing up right there. What's your favorite movie? We got Higher Learning, Baby Boy, Boys in the Hood, and Poetic Justice.
My favorite movie is Higher Learning. I don't know if many people saw Higher Learning, but that's my favorite movie. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people would probably say that it's, probably go with Boys in the Hood. They're saying that the mic is just really low.
Really
so
low?
Just the volume.
All right.
I think Higher Learning, though, is the best one. I think it touches on a lot of important subjects, from racism and, there's love in there, there's education, and there's a scene where
You're back.
thank you, where Lawrence Fishburne is called a sellout. That's, I think, one of the most important scenes for me, was when Omar Epps calls Lawrence Fishburne a sellout. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not what he thinks he should be as a stereotypical African-American man in society. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about that a little bit if you
Like
could.
Omar Epps isn't he feels like he's not that person. He's not the man that he's supposed to be. And I feel like that's an issue a lot when somebody isn't who people think they're supposed to be, especially with like African Americans. I hear it all the time, and I get this all the time. And I especially when I try to have conversations with people about sensitive subjects, I'll bring up certain intellectuals from the opposite side of the spectrum who would lean more toward a conservative side, right? And many times I get this right here. It's like he's it's some type of racial epithet that they call him, or he's a sellout, or house Negro, whatever the case may be. And as I got older and I started watching that scene more and more in Higher Learning, I was like, yo, that's a major problem. That's a major problem. You know what I'm saying? Because it discourages people that I know that want to go to college or maybe disagree with the typical narrative that's being pushed, right? They don't want to say certain things because they don't want to be a coon. They don't want to be a sellout. They don't want to be a house Negro or a token Negro, whatever they put on it. They don't want to be that. And when you watch that scene, it's important to understand what Lawrence Fishburne was saying to him. He was like, you're not going to get any type of special treatment from me simply because you're black and I'm black. I'm not going to treat you special. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to treat you the same way I'm going to treat everybody else. The same standards I'm apply to everybody else are the same standards I'm going to apply to you. You see what I'm saying? But he was also dealing with the other individuals at that college campus that was putting that stuff into his head. You see, like you could see that it was like he was conflicted because he was understanding what he was saying,
Yep.
but at the same time he's spending more time over here with these dudes over here,
Right.
who were teaching him about black power, but it was a different way. Their message was a different way. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of the reasons, like I said, there's so many different aspects of that movie that I could touch on and tell you that's the reason why it's one of my favorite John Singleton movies. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of people don't even know about Higher Learning like that. I really feel like people aren't familiar with that movie. They're more familiar with Baby Boy, Poetic Justice, and Boys in the Hood.
Word.
Right? And
I think we were talking about it. I know I've had that situation where a lot of people have been like to me, like, damn, Cliff, you done changed.
Right.
And I'm like, what you mean? Oh, nah, like you think like you kind of be acting like you're better than people. And I'm like, I'm not better than people. And I think I've said this on a podcast, like there are some individuals that I used to hang with that I can no longer associate with. I'll see them in the street. I'll dap them up. Hey, what's good? Mm-hmm. Exchange pleasantries.
Correct.
But I got to keep it moving because right?
But why do, this is my thing, bro. Do you think that a lot of people, I'm not, obviously, okay, I'm not black, right? Mm-hmm. It's clear.
Are you sure?
Right, it's clear, right?
He's clear.
But I'm saying, I'm on this question, how do you do, this is a question for you because
you.
Obviously, do you feel like that
there's a reluctance from African Americans to disagree with specific narratives simply because they're so quick to be ridiculed and outcasted. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, oh, you're an Uncle Tom or whatever they want to call him, right? You think that there's a reluctance from a lot of people within the African American community
1,000%.
to be like, yo, you know what? I kind of don't really agree with that, but I'm not gonna say it.
1,000%.
I
think it even starts as something as silly as just clothing.
Yeah.
I think this is the one thing I gotta give props to the youth. Because they're forcing change, they're also questioning and saying like, I gotta have a certain style. Like I was never quote unquote like hip hop style 100%. Like Carl Kanai came out, people like baggied out this and that. One, my parents were like, you ain't going out with no trash bags. I Haitian family, like they didn't play that. You know what I'm saying? That's one. But two, on some real, I truly believe like if you're an educated black man and you're around, say like people that might speak in slang or whatever, they're gonna be like, what's up with this dude? What's up with this brother right here? What's up with this guy? Or he might think he's better. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, some
unfortunately.
Some do.
You know what I'm saying?
And the problem is like, yo, that reluctance stems directly from your own community that's causing that, bro.
Right.
That's not coming from another community that's causing that.
Yeah.
That's causing from people within its own specific community, making people feel some type of way, right? Like if when I say to you, or not I, or anybody says to you, yo, Cliff, you talk like you white, or you act like you're white,
I
or
hear
you
it.
know, whatever, right?
Yeah.
That didn't start in any other community but the African American community.
100%.
Bro. That started over here.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not that was like something that if you really look at that, yo, that doesn't create any progress. That creates regressive results, yo. You know
If
what I'm
anything,
saying?
it's kind of like
It's regressive is what it is, bro.
It's like
you
a
tell
slave
somebody-
mentality.
You're trying to tell
saying
somebody,
you're
yo,
that
you
house
should
guy.
act like this. You should be like this, right? And then it like someone's is educated and speaks properly, and it's like, oh, you're acting white. You know what I'm saying? Or then it goes even further to like, if you disagree with us, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's because you aren't proud to be black, or you only, you want to be accepted over here, or whatever that comes with it. You see what I'm saying? And it's like that's an issue, yo. You know what I'm saying?
It's a big issue.
And that's something that like I see going back to like higher learning, right? Like the man that one of the if people don't realize, right, in both movies, Boys in the Hood and in Higher Learning, the probably the most important individual in both movies was Lawrence Fishburne.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like he was more of like a left liberal type of perspective in Boys in the Hood, and then you had him more toward like the opposite spectrum of like a Dr. Thomas Sowell type of black man in Higher Learning, right? And he demonstrated how like somebody tried to make him feel because he wasn't treating him the way that he expected to be treated, or whatever the case may be, right? It was just like, oh, you're a sellout, right? But that's what's important about John Singleton and his movies. It was like, yo, as you get older, right, you can appreciate the message in the movie.
Hopefully.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why when you ask me, what's your favorite movie? I'm like, oh, yeah, Higher Learning.
Yeah.
Like, off rip, Higher Learning. That's
and kind of just to piggyback off of that, it's funny because we kind of talked about this off air. Omar Epps' character wasn't how he began. Like, he had to conform. Because remember when he was with Ice Cube, Busta Rhymes, and they're like, yo, we gotta, you know what I mean? And he was just like, nah, like, but they changed him. Yeah. Same could be said with
Remy in the movie. Remy
in
the movie was the same way.
Remy wasn't a skinhead.
Right, he wasn't like that.
He was just a country bumpkin redhead.
Right, he wasn't like that.
And that's the other thing. Can we clear the air with that? Just because you're a redhead don't mean that you're racist. No. I know a lot of brothers, they're like, oh, that's a redhead. Okay, and what the fuck? Like, he ain't racist.
Talking about
he
some
might be some,
bro.
Yeah. Damn. Dude got red
shit.
hair. He's from the country. He's a country bumpkin. Okay.
Right.
You ever meet a black country bumpkin?
Yeah.
Well,
right.
You know.
Yeah, I've been around. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you see in the movie what you're going to touch on, is like you see in the movie that both men gravitated toward a certain group of people, right? And both with these ones over here were preaching black empowerment in their own form, and then these ones over here were preaching basically white empowerment, and it was both. Basically, you could see that there was obviously racism in both sides of it, right? And you've seen how Omar Epps' perspective and views of like white people started to change. He started to kind of like dislike white people at some point in that movie, right? And then obviously you see Remy, and shout out to Michael Rappaport. If anybody doesn't know, that's Michael Rappaport when he was younger.
Word.
That's my guy though. He's funny.
I'm glad
sometimes he does too much.
I'm kind of glad he's married. He's married to a black.
He's married to a black girl, yeah.
And I think that was his, because I was going to question him. Like,
You
played that too right.
You played that too good.
Yeah,
right.
that was his bailout card.
But like as you've seen, like look at what he did. He started paying more attention and adhering to more of like this ideology over here, and he started to dislike, you know what I'm saying, black people, when at first he had no problem with black people. He had none at all. He was actually trying to make friends.
I feel like he was colorblind.
He was like, it seems like everybody sticks to their own around here, which lets you know that he's like, I'm not used to that. In the movie, he's like, I'm not even used to that, right? You
like,
can just tell, obviously, that's why he's saying it. Seems like everybody sticks to their own around here. You know, like something he wasn't really used to. And then he, you know, whatever happened, and he ended up joining up with these dudes, and it just brainwashed his whole mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing with, that's the dangers of only listening to one side of one studying one side of the coin.
100%.
And that's why I always tell people, if you talk to me and I engage in you with a certain subject, believe that I've tried to study both sides of that coin, or else I'm not going to engage with you in this topic. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to study both sides of the coin.
Stereotype is such a scary thing. You could, just because you see a brother on a Harley don't mean nothing. Because he likes Harleys. Right. People, I be around that. Like certain people like, oh, he's riding a certain type of bike. That means he's that type of person.
Right. He probably chills with these type of people.
Yeah. And
specifically,
like, wait a minute. He likes bikes.
No, yeah, exactly.
Like, damn. You ever ride a Harley? You got to have some bread to get a Harley. You don't just decide, hey, because I want to be like this, I'm going to get a Harley. That's a pretty damn investment to go do that. You know what I mean? I think, just to kind of go back a little bit. So with John Singleton having all of these movies, and then we look at today, I don't feel that we necessarily have these type of movies that are out there. One. Two, I don't know who the writers were for these movies. So I can't really say, because I was saying this to you, did he get lucky with the era? Did he get lucky to be surrounded with some great writers that minorities, just people in general, needed to have these type of conversations to talk about gentrification, to talk about, because even women power back then, it was really lightly talked about with, what was the girl's name on Higher Learning?
Tyra Banks.
What was her name? No, not Tyra Banks. The Caucasian girl.
Oh,
the one that got raped.
Oh, I don't remember her name.
Okay.
What are you talking about though?
Even that part, there was just a lot of messages in that movie that I feel as though are relevant now. More so now that people are not afraid of talking about it. And it's just kind of weird how we're not seeing these type of powerful movies like out there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So to go back to what I was saying, a question more so, it was John, rest in peace to John, we didn't get to say that. Was he a great director, or was he just a great director that happened to have these great projects come to him?
Yeah, I would think that I think that he was a great director, because I feel like a lot of his movies touched on deeper issues than what you had to really understand what was going on in the movies. And when you really understood it, you're like, okay, these movies are actually touching on really important issues. And I feel like that's a common theme in a lot of his movies. And if it's a common theme in a lot of the movies that he directed, I feel like he was aiming for that goal and that kind of awareness and message to be brought. And at some point, people, obviously, he knows who's going to be able to point it out. Like, hey, look at the common theme. And within damn near every one of his movies, right, there's always something really, really important that's really being touched on in the movie. Yeah, you know, like, and I don't know. I feel like with the movies that he has, I mean, that's what I noticed with his movies. Yeah, And it's funny because, like you said, some of his movies are like 25 years old, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Ahead of his time,
and
man.
you see stuff being talked about now.
Yeah.
You see it being talked about now. And the problem for me is like, you know, how long is it going to last? And are there going to be any other film directors making movies about these type of issues? You know, like things like that. I don't really know. But, I mean, when you realize what John Singleton was really trying to do through his movies, you have to really appreciate, you know, why people were hurt that, you know, oh, John Singleton passed, you know, like some people like, who's that? Oh, the guy that wrote Boys in the Hood? It's like, nah, he was more than just the guy that wrote Boys in the Hood.
100%.
Like
100%.
Like he was really bringing a lot through his movies. He wasn't just the guy that wrote Boys in the Hood and wrote a movie about some street kids running the streets of LA or whatever. It's like, nah, it was a lot deeper than that. And when you go through all his movies, like I said, there was important messages in all of his movies. So, you know.
Do you want to, just for the people that probably might have not had an opportunity to listen to that Jay-Z joint, because I do want to compare the two. We did talk about it. I do want to show the people just in case
definitely
they're not familiar with that.
Video.
I got the video on deck just ready. We're gonna get that again. Let us know what you think, man. I'm gonna shut our mic so y'all can really listen to it. So I'm gonna pull it back up.
Domain and have your people moving. That's a small glimpse into Nipsey moving. To anybody still confused as to what he was doing. Make right the hood to keep us trapped. The red line of the probably declines if you live by black. I don't think they hear me though. Okay. Gentrify your own hood before these people do it. Claim eminent domain and have your people moving. That's a small glimpse into what Nipsey was doing. For anybody still confused as to what he was doing. The neighborhood designed to keep us trapped. They redlined it so property declines if you live by blacks. They depress the asset and take the property back. It's a ruthless but a genius plan in fact. So now we fighting on these scraps. Crabs in the barrel, but crabs don't belong in the barrel. They ain't never tell us that. So in the barrel, we gon' act like we act. We can easily get out the barrel if we stand on each other's back. Whoever gets on top, as long as they stay attached, they can pull everybody out. I was doing just that. I told neighborhood Nipsey, stay close. $100 million on your schedule, lay low. Tell your team to be on point in the places that they go. I never dreamed to get killed in the place that he called home. How we gonna get in power? We keep the source. Y'all like to run off on the plug, so of course. That ain't lit, that's a means to an end. Me and my team was playing the plug and had a plan. Sometimes we was only making 1,000 a joint. That ain't no money, but that ain't the point. So those 92 bricks was only 92,000. So y'all can close your mouth, it ain't nothing for y'all to wow. But it is something to study. We was chasing our goals, not chasing money. Niggas chasing hoes, we find that funny. I pull up in the roads, that hoe gon' want me. But I don't want no hoe, I want a wife. Somebody to bounce these ideas off at night. I be going to sleep hoping they'd visit me. That young king had a lot of jewels to split with me. And we ain't gotta leave the hood physically, but we gotta leave that shit mentally. Somehow, some way, I'm gonna make it up out the hood someday.
I don't know how far on either side of the spectrum Jay-Z really leans to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure. But I would guess he's probably more toward the left. You know what I'm saying?
Explain that a little bit for the people.
I feel like the left is more like they put all the blame on every problem within the black community, and they say it all has to do with racism. You know what I'm saying? Like everything just reverts back to, you know, slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, systemic racism, oppression, all of that. Like every little thing has to do with that. You know what I'm saying? And I study both sides of that coin, you know, and I tell people all the time, the people on the opposite side of the spectrum, I like to really pay attention to is other African Americans.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Such as?
And let me just put it out there, like Candace Owens is not like my favorite person. Like she's actually like at the bottom of the list for me. I don't even think she's really that ill anyway. But people like Dr. Thomas Sowell, Glenn Lowry, John McWhorter, new young kid Coleman Hughes, Larry Elder, people like that just have a completely it's not that they 100% are in direct opposition with the left.
Yeah.
It's just that they just take more of a humanism type of view as opposed to what they're calling now the anti-racism type of view on the left. You know what I'm saying? And I've been really paying attention to both of them. And I would really kind of think that I go more toward the humanism view because it's just not like the anti-racism one is kind of just, it lacks, I feel like it lacks any kind of real responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So I can't take that. I'm one of them people that believe in accountability. And at some point you can't tell me that young men in South Side Chicago are killing each other by the hundreds, and it's only due to racism and systemic oppression and all of that. Like they're killing each other over nothing, bro.
All right.
So
let me jump in here. As far as the oppression piece, I think if you're, I don't want to say limited, but if you're subjected to just being in a certain location,
right,
and then you have the mentality of this is yours, I think that's kind of like was created through the oppression of not empowering people to do better for themselves, which is what I think Jay-Z was talking about, which is what I'm
with, like empowering to do better. I'm with that on board. That's why I'm saying like I'm not completely against what he's saying. I actually agree with a lot of the empowerment that he's bringing to the table and telling people, you know what I'm saying, like climb on each other's backs, you know what I'm saying, we'll pull all of each other out of here because we don't belong in here in the first place.
Right.
I'm just saying that I think he leans more toward the left, you know what I'm saying, with his perspective on things. I would assume. I'm not saying he does. I'm just saying that
from what you're seeing,
it seems that like most rappers and stuff lean more toward the left, you know what I'm saying, and they don't really, you know, at the other side of the spectrum, the argument from it's like humanism, you know what I'm saying? It's I don't want to get too into details because it's really it's an in-depth conversation. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of facts and things that could be brought up, and like I'm not, you know, we can't get into that at the moment.
Do you think like big businesses suppress minorities from getting bigger opportunities or creating opportunities?
I believe at one point, I believe at one point, yeah. I always give that. Like at one point, yes, you know what I'm saying? But then there's been things that have been enacted to rectify those things and make sure that those things are no longer happening.
Such as?
Such as what? Equal lending loans. You know what I'm saying? For banks to specifically target minorities to give them loans. So they can buy houses and things of that nature. Like there's what was called the community... the CRA Act, I forget how it was. It was like legit. It was banks coming together to try to bring the quality of like certain communities up. And it was specifically like targeting black communities, bro. These were like really white people specifically trying to better and bring the property value up in like certain communities. Basically, they were talking about black communities.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a program. It's called NACA. I might be mispronouncing it, but it's called NACA, that what they do is they say, hey, if you want to reside in your residence, you don't want to like leave. And we're going to help people so they can kind of keep those communities together. But here's the problem with that. I think, again, it goes back to there's a lot of these little, I like to call them little to-do lists that they have. But how much are they truly promoting it? How much are they really letting people in? Well,
a lot of the stuff that I was bringing up happened like, you know, a long time ago. These things happened, you know, civil rights movement and things of that nature is when a lot of these, I think, laws and stuff and acts came into play.
Because like, I'll give you an amazing example. So, and I'll put it on, I'll actually post it on the Facebook wall. Just kind of going a little bit to the left, but empowering people and giving people some stuff. like there's like a food list, right? So a lot of people may or may not know that vegetables are extremely expensive. So people that tend to not have money, we'll say poor people, are not really focusing on vegetables. They're like, yeah, you know what? I'm just trying to get some pork or whatever to really fill my belly and keep it moving, you know? But to be healthy, you need vegetables in your life. And unfortunately, it costs a lot of money to have vegetables. But there's actually a thing called $2 a bag site, and I'll put it out there, that for $2, you get 2 big bags of vegetables. And there's a place in Brockton. It's at the Brockton Tabernacle Church on 690 North Main Street. They do it on Tuesday from 5 to 6:30. I got a whole bunch of different towns that people can benefit for $2 and get these type of things. But here's the problem. They don't necessarily promote it. So that's my thing. They're quick to promote like violence, nonsense on the news, things like that. But good things like this,
and I used
you
to
got to know people to.
Let me say, like I used to think like that was kind of, you know, oh, it's a conspiracy. The only thing they want to show is violence and this and that. But once I started to do more research, I started to realize like, yo, a lot of that shit's based off studies, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like they've done studies and they've seen that unfortunately, like humans like to hear about negativity. They 100% like to hear about that shit.
100%.
So ratings and all of that is what these people care about. That's what it's bringing in money. Yo, listen, you're not gonna talk about the guy that sacrificed his life. That was a hero. Nobody wants to care about that. We want to hear about the white guy that walked into the church and massacred everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what wants to be seen on TV. People want to hear more about that.
It's like look at Live PD. Right? You know about that show, right?
Right, yeah.
That's insane.
What I wanted to say was about that CRA. It's called the Community Reinvestment Act. Okay, and a lot of people, and I've recently like just discovered this because once again,
we'll have to share that.
I don't just listen to Ta-Nehisi Coates, as people don't think that Nice don't study the left. Okay, he's probably the top dude on the left right now. So anybody that thinks I don't, you know what I'm saying, I do. You know what I'm saying? But I've also been listening to other people, you know, and Professor John McWhorter from Brown University brought up something. And this, I'm talking to the camera because a couple people out there that really offended me with some shit that they say. Because Nice is always the cool guy, the you know, the down white boy and all of that. Till I disagree, and all of a sudden now I'm generalized as, you know, every other white guy, and I can't see because my white privilege is in the way. Like,
tell them how you feel.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all think that shit's not offensive, it's highly offensive, bro. But anyways,
tell them how you feel.
No, I'm just saying, like, for a couple people that had said some ignorant shit like that,
hear you.
Like it's offensive.
Yeah.
Anyways. It's called the CRA Act. It's called the Community Redevelopment Act or Community Reinvestment Act.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And what they were doing was reinvesting into these communities, which were specifically targeting black communities, bro, to reinvest into these communities. Look it up.
Say that. You spell that. What's it called again?
Community Reinvestment Act. Okay. It was in the 1970s, yo. It was specifically from, as John McWhorter shows you, if you look him up, he's a professor at Brown University. Okay, and maybe whatever, you know, there's the ignorant motherfuckers that are gonna say he's Uncle Tom and all that, whatever. I'm not with all that. Facts are facts, and as Ben Shapiro says, facts don't care about your feelings.
I just put it out there.
I'm not really the illest fan of Ben Shapiro, but I like that saying.
We just got it out there. I put it on the line.
He blatantly tells you that these were very white people at the top.
Yeah.
That were trying to reinvest in specifically black communities. You know what I'm saying? It's called the Community Reinvestment Act.
Yeah.
To bring value back to these communities.
To the communities. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I started to really, like I said, I studied both sides of these coins, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I studied both sides of these coins, and you know, as you see, I got a little aggravated, but it's because of this, man. It's because like these are sensitive conversations. These are sensitive subjects, right?
Yeah.
And
as it should be.
And I feel like when I try to engage with people in these type of conversations, when somebody's mature, it's a great conversation. When somebody's too emotionally involved, all of a sudden, I become, you know, I get generalized basically as every other white person, and
the white privilege comes out.
My white privilege is blinding me and I can't see.
Yeah.
So as I've said many times, a lot of the things that I may disagree with, and I don't 100% disagree with things on the left, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not left or right. I like to look at both. But I don't necessarily 100% disagree with things on the left. And if I do disagree with things on the left, the people I'm getting the information from is from other African Americans who are on the opposite side of the spectrum. So when you tell me things like, oh, you can't see it because you're white and your white privilege is causing you to disagree, then I need you to explain to me why these individuals over here disagree with you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And if that's the card you want to play every time you have this conversation with me, then don't engage that conversation with me. Because I'm not that guy to have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to have conversation to where my whole objective is not to get you to agree with me. And my whole objective is to never be wrong. Like, no, I'm trying to have conversations to see if you're actually right. You know what I'm saying? The only way for me to do that. Too. Right. No, exactly. I mean? Like, only way for me to do that is to be willing to take your argument into consideration.
Without really two willing parties, you're not necessarily, it's no longer a conversation.
Right. Like that's what, and bro, like this is what it started to happen, man. Like, and I'm like, really, it's, you know, and we went somewhere where it's kind of like, but this is something that kind of needs to be discussed because, you know, I feel like, you know, why can't I have these conversations? You know what I'm saying? Why can't I have these conversations?
I'm going to say it right now. And you remember how we was talking about, certain people probably can't say certain things, like black people can't be saying certain things. I'm going to say something that's probably not going to be so popular, but you know what? I don't care. Black people tend to be more really racist, bro.
Well, that's another thing. Look, I just said that to somebody real quick, man. And let me tell you something, right? Never once has Nice ever said that racism doesn't exist, yo, because it does, okay? Let's clear that, because there's been a lot of confusion with a couple people that I've interacted with on Facebook, and I want to clear that up, okay? I've never once ever denied that racism fucking doesn't exist. It does exist, okay? But what I say a lot is, when I disagree with you, once again, please don't play that card that I've been constantly telling you to play. Okay. But as you just said, let me tell you what's really ignored or blatantly denied, and that is black racism. Yo.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it exists, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
like,
there's a lot of hypocrisy there.
But I don't even mean to, like, I'm saying it does exist, and I shouldn't be the bad guy. And all of a sudden, like, Nice is the bad guy and all of that. Like, now you switch up on me because I'm trying to be objective and be like, yo, hold on, man. There's racism over here, but there's racism over here too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like
everywhere.
Let's not act like this doesn't exist either. You know how many times I'm constantly on Facebook and I see some really offensive shit, like, toward, like, white people, and I'm like, wow. Wow, like, I used to comment and be like, wow, that I'm kind of offended, bro. You forget that, like, I follow you on, you forget we're friends, like, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of a topic that is really, it's people don't really want to talk on that.
I think
they don't want to talk on it.
Here's the highlight from what I understand. I'm gonna come up from it from two type of perspectives. The first perspective, just being, you know, African American, is just saying that I see it from both sides of the spectrum as you say it. You know what I mean? I'll hang out with some people and I'll be hearing some funny stuff. Like, I'll hang out, say, for example, with some Asian friends, and they'll make like some off the wall kind of thing, like, yo, you know that? And I'm like, no, I don't know. But I'm laughing with them.
Asians get away with everything
of
when it comes to
do.
racism.
And they're my people.
You'll walk into their restaurant and they'll see a whole table of black, like, oh, you got here? Oh, I go, you want Hennessy? And you be like, motherfucker.
I don't want Hennessy. Okay, I do. But
like, all right. They get away with it, though. They get away with it.
But that's what I'm saying.
They get away with it.
So I think, unfortunately, what has happened is we had to deal with slavery.
Right.
And the remnants of slavery is still here.
Right.
Now I'm going to go to the other perspective.
Right.
And I just need the camera for my solo performance because this is going to blow the minds of a lot of people. I want people to understand this. Haitians. I deal with Haitians all day. I'm proud to be Haitian.
That's right.
But I'm going to tell you this, boy. Ain't nothing like a racist Haitian. You'll come here, because my wife works with me, and then They don't know that she speaks a little Creole. Before they even know her, they're already judging her because she's Caucasian. They're like, Tifi Sapakona Li Blanc. I'll translate that for you. That girl don't know nothing. She's white.
But for the record, hold on. Let's play it fair, right? But that's not, white people do that too.
1,000%.
Okay, but keep going. I'm just saying, let's play it fair. White people do it too.
So
and
I'm like,
Spanish people and
Spanish
else.
people are bad.
So everybody
Spanish people are
Go
tough.
ahead, keep going.
We'll talk about them.
No, keep going. No, I'm just saying.
So I'm like, just listening to them, not saying nothing. And Jen, she was like, she spoke a little Creole. They were like, oh, if you know a Haitian person, they can, they were like, oh, you speak Creole? And then they'd be like, you know what I mean. No, I don't know what you mean.
Right, because if the shoe was on the other foot. If the shoe was on the other foot.
You see what I'm saying? And like, fair enough, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Like, even like my parents back in the day used to be like, say something like, oh, the weather's messed up because the white people just didn't do it right. I'm like, what's that got to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? They like the sun too. They don't like just the snow. Right. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I truly believe if everyone can look in the mirror and say there's at least a little bit of racism in you,
well,
we
there
can
is
move
what's
on.
called, hold on, like listen, man, like
we can
this
move on.
This is my thing, right? That I don't. No. Let me not say like. I would disagree and say that it's not that it's racism that's inside of you, right? I would say that it's what's called unconscious bias that's inside of you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because they've done studies on it. Like, for instance, right?
From though, what is
I don't know. They don't really, I mean, it could be from what they've been seeing around and things of that nature. But studies have shown, like, for instance, right? This is once again nice study, certain things.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Mike Slade. Mike, what up, bro? We definitely gonna be getting with you too, bro. I always love your perspective. We're gonna talk about that Drake issue too, and I need your perspective. So stay tuned, please. Listen, what I was saying was unconscious bias, right?
Yep.
Like, there's been a study that has been shown that like white people like will correlate like negativity towards when they see like black they'll see a picture of like a black person, right?
Yeah.
And then like just negative emotions or whatever it is that like they've shown that like pops up. They parallel like negativity with the with like a black person or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And that's like an unconscious bias that they've shown. Like, people have unconscious biases, but it doesn't prove. It has also not proven that that's what causes the racism. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get too deep into it. If we ever do talk on something like that, Cliff, like, we want to be more prepared. But what I'm saying is that, like, I know that these unconscious biases exist, bro.
They
you know what I'm saying? And it's not just, I'm just using the study that they've shown with white people. But what they're showing is that, like, this is with humans in general.
That's with everybody. Listen, I'm going to say it like this.
General, bro.
Is it racist to me to say I'm driving, I'm on the highway, I look to my left, there's an Asian person. I'm going to the other lane. You know why? Majority of them don't drive right. And you know who said this to me?
About Asian.
My Vietnamese friend.
Oh, you're talking about Asian,
We
right?
in California.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
oh, goddamn, let me move, Cliff. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
He was like, you don't see who's on the left? I was like, oh, you feel that way too. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things, but I think these uncomfortable conversations need to be had.
Saying, man. This is what I'm
You know
saying.
what I'm saying?
This is why I like listen, man, when I try to, all right, sometimes I'm provocative and I know that, right?
It is what it is.
But I know that sometimes I realize that that's what stimulates conversation. You gotta say something that makes someone
100%.
go, yo,
What's
what
this
the fuck
you talking
you
about?
tonight, right? And then you're like, word,
Got
got
him.
him.
Got
Now
him.
we can engage in this conversation, right? So you gotta do that sometimes. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
and
And like you said, man, you have to, you have to be able to have these conversations, bro. This is real life conversation. You have to be able to have these
Grown man shit.
this is exactly what it is.
This is why we doing it.
I mean, like look at Mike Slade. He's saying, the greatest ability is accountability.
Yeah.
The moment we as a people own up, it will never be fixed. And that's what I'm saying about what I've kind of analyzed from the left and the right. And let me say, there's certain people that I look at, like Coleman Hughes, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not right at all. He's more like in the center, right? But he would disagree with the anti-racism movement, right? And I think that a part of that is because of, like Mike was just talking about, the word accountability, bro. You cannot just simply blame every single problem on this group of people over here. It's just not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because every group of people in America, not in America, in throughout history has been oppressed. They've been poor. and they've all gone through damn near the same shit.
There's a difference, though. That's the thing. I'm gonna say it. The Jews and blacks.
You know what I'm saying? Well,
Like,
yeah, that's what
they were trying to get. They were trying to wipe them off the face of the earth.
And I'm saying some things were extremely bad. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the issue is what I'm saying for certain people is you can't just pass the buck off every single time. There has to be accountability at some point, right? Now, you bring up Jews, right? And I love the fact you brought up Jews, because Jews are the perfect example. And I've been saying this for like the past couple of weeks now. Like, yo, they're the perfect example for everybody to pay attention to, right? They, like in the gentrification scene with Lawrence Fishburne and Boys and Hood, he's like, yo, we gotta do what the Jews do, these dudes do, but mainly the Jews. Okay. Not only do they keep their money in community, yo, bro, the Jews are so powerful, right? Yeah. Do you know
Congress?
Listen, no, listen, right. But listen,
Congress.
Listen, do you know that in New York, if there's a crime committed against a Jewish person, it cannot go without being investigated as a hate crime before anything else? It's automatic.
Course, bro.
But why is that?
Because you want to know what I think?
I know why. I know why.
Why?
I know
why do you think?
It's because they stick together and they empower each other and they support each other.
Yeah.
And I think that everybody can look toward them and say, yo, listen, we need to follow what the fuck they're doing.
But it's also
nice.
It's also too, the world has, except some idiots, said, hey, the Holocaust was real.
Oh, yeah, I get what you mean by that.
A lot of people were like,
right.
All right, it was slavery. I don't want to say they're saying it's all right, it was slavery, but
there are some
they
people
are saying,
that
all right, it was slavery.
Right.
We didn't try to just get rid of you guys. We maybe made you work for free and whipped you, and we hung some people, but we weren't doing what we did to the Jews.
Right.
And I think that's the difference. Unfortunately, to me, they're both. It's
horrible.
disgusting.
What do you mean? They're both
It's
horrible.
disgusting. You know what I'm saying?
Both disgusting,
but I
yo.
truly
You know what I'm
believe that, in a sense, is the Jews' form of like reparation to an extent. They were, because if you look at government, and I don't want to go down politics, because then like the homeland, they're kind of getting taken care of over there.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Right. But it's also happening here via the infrastructure of the states, again, Congress. Look at a lot of the people. You know what I'm saying? But we'll switch that. I want to switch topics real quick, man. Yeah. I want to go I want to be happy.
No, I'm saying like that was a good, just to give a brief little conversation about that. And these are conversations that when we do really specifically, we do talk about this for like a good amount of time, a really good amount of time. Obviously, you want to be able to bring a lot of facts to the table.
100%.
I just wanted to put it out there because shout out to my man. Like, he's my man. I love him and all of that. But it was a couple things that, I noticed with somebody that was saying, man. I was kind of like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It kind of made me feel like you said, like, it's very telling of somebody when they've known you damn near all your life, and all of a sudden they just start.
They want to put that in.
They
that
start
type
generalizing
of
you as, oh, you're just like every other white dude. Like, yo, that shit is hurtful, yo, and it's offensive, man. And it really makes me take two steps back from the individual that I'm speaking to, man. And I felt like we just had to kind of get that out there real quick, man.
All right, so on a quick switch, I want to let's make something that's happy. I want y'all on Facebook to wish this little girl right here.
Oh, yeah.
My homegirl, Sophie. My people's Jeff and Nicole Monpoint. It's her birthday. Princess Sophia, happy birthday. So I couldn't make the party today. My family represented for me. But Unc love you. So I want everybody to wish Princess Sophia a happy birthday. Happy birthday, sweetest Princess. Little thing in the world, man. Just kids in general are sweet, but like, that's my homegirl. Happy birthday, Soph. I would play the Stevie Wonder record, but you two be hating. Yeah, so I'm going to just say, happy birthday to ya. They'll probably shut me off just for that. So I'm going to stop.
Right. And happy birthday to Bianca. Shout out to you, homie. We grew up together. Shout out to you.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
A couple other people had birthdays. I forget who they were, but happy birthday to y'all too.
Yeah.
On to the next important topic.
Can we talk about a stupid person real quick?
Who we talking about?
Somebody that's just stupid.
Because I want to get to the Drizzy Drake shit.
All right. Let's do this, You know what? Hold on. This is what because I know you want to talk about the Drake, because that kind of annoyed me when you told me what certain people were saying.
I felt like there was.
I was like, damn, they're disrespecting my Canadian brethren. But that's all right, because you know what? Not everybody can get it at first, but we gonna fix that today. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to this idiot right here.
Who is it? Oh, this
clown.
Yeah, this clown bum bitch right here.
Clown
bag bitch right here.
We said not to cancel people.
Oh,
she needs to be canceled.
She needs to be canceled.
Or a long pause.
Oh yeah.
She ain't doing nothing with herself, but we're gonna long pause her for a long time. You know what? Give the background story if you could.
I'm not gonna call for any violence on the chick or nothing like that, but this is just pure immaturity, ignorance, stupidity. You know, everything that you could think of negatively toward a person. Like this is just it. This is it in the flesh right here.
We trying to have this play certain place say, so we're gonna say you're the C word.
Right.
You're the C word.
I don't want to see you on Wednesday. I'll see you next Tuesday.
Exactly.
You know
he just spelled it out for you. You feel me?
You
but let's give a little background to that. So artist, great drawing, beautiful rendition of Nip, rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
Obviously put in a lot of work. Put a lot of money into it, and then you have the clown on the side. What did this chunky chick do? And I'm not saying chunky because she's fat. I'm talking chunky full of shit. What did this bitch do?
I guess people were like, she was saying something about, people were saying to her, if she defaced the mural, something would happen to her, violence or whatever. And she decided to take it upon herself to call people's bluff and go and be a retard. And
let's not say retard.
Oh yeah, I don't
just
mean to say retard.
A C-U-N. You finished the word.
Yeah. Just be an idiot basically, and go and deface the mural.
Word.
And the saddest part is like, no, not even the saddest part. The saddest part is her just who she is. She's just a sad individual. One of the other saddest parts is the people that were sitting there just recording that, who were just like the idiot female that was like, no, just don't do the face, don't do the face. Like this chick wilding, she bugging. Like
it's okay
don't do the face, don't do the face though, don't do the face. Like you were literally like, you know, you're
part of it.
Yeah, you were pretty much telling her to do that.
What's it? What would the court say? Indirectly,
aiding and abetting. Conspiracy.
Harboring,
whatever it is, whatever, all of that stuff that they would, whatever it is, like you're just.
We don't want to see people go to jail, but I want to see you go to jail for a little bit.
Yeah, you're part of it.
Just a little bit.
She's part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Unbelievable, man.
And I don't want nothing, like I said, I don't want nothing to happen to the female. Like sometimes, man, you got to just correct ignorance without violence. So. You know, I know people were mad.
Do we know how old she was, or is
she couldn't even have been that old to do something like that? Is just you got to obviously know she's not that old.
Yeah,
you can look at her number one and tell she's not that old, but there's no excuse for what she did. But going and harming her or her family or innocent members of her family that had nothing to do with her
crazy.
It's just stupid.
Yeah,
don't
do that.
Don't do that.
We ain't saying to do that.
People are better than that. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
We're all better than that. Don't 100%.
All right, so let's talk about it.
What's up with my man Drake?
I don't know, dawg. He got a couple things on the ground that I saw. I was looking at a photo.
What's up with my man Drake?
Damn, I want to play a record.
I mean,
like, what record would you play?
We do not own the rights to this music.
But damn. Yo, that boy went in.
He won 12
That's ridiculous.
Billboard awards last night, bro. Was it last night? It was last night, right?
I think so.
It was last night. He won 12, bro. Imagine sitting down.
I thought it was a typo.
Going up to the stage 12 different times.
I thought it was a typo till I seen the photos. He was
I saw the photo of the. I was
and
like,
all the drawers on the floor. I'm like, wow.
And for anybody that was, I put it up there. I said we be talking about it.
Yeah.
And the question was, is he the GOAT? Because that's what I saw on Instagram. And I only follow celebrities, for the record. Like I see people request me on Instagram. I don't accept requests. I don't follow anybody. I only follow celebrities on Instagram. So no disrespect. I don't know. I'm not popping on Instagram. I just like to follow celebrities.
That's it.
And that's where I saw people being like the GOAT. Some people were saying he was the GOAT.
I'm not gonna. You know what? Maybe of this generation. If you want to break it down,
I'm not gonna say he's the GOAT. Am I gonna say that he's one of the GOATs? Yeah, I'm gonna give it to him. I mean, the dude is, he's the #1 top selling solo artist of all time.
Yeah,
that's more
sick.
than Michael Jackson. That's more than Eminem.
Yeah.
That's more than Prince.
Yeah.
That's more than Jay-Z.
It's a lot.
That's more than these. Come on, he's #1, bro.
It's a lot.
He's #1.
It's a lot.
Like, we're going to hate on that?
Man, listen, at the end of the day, I can't understand. And people be like, yo, but he don't be rapping, he be singing. Your favorite rappers be singing too.
This is what's killing me. Not even just that he's singing, like, dog, that's nothing but talent. What are you taking away from that?
You're creating
and then I
records.
hear this all the time.
Creating records.
Lyrically, is a hold on. Is Drake not better than I'd say half the rappers lyrically in the game right now?
Man, listen.
Is he not? Is he not?
I think he's. I'm biased.
I think he's definitely better than more than half the rappers in the game right now. So where does this lyrical argument come from as if he's garbage and he can't rap? Where does this come from?
They need to go back. You can
No,
even go
dog,
to his
like,
mixtapes.
let's call this what it really is. Like, Mike, I want my man Mike. This is the topic for you, bro. I want you to call in on some real shit, Mike, because I love your perspective. I know you got so much shit to say, so you can call in. I love it though. 774-257-5170. Yeah, that's the number, Mike. 774-257-5170. Call in, Mike. Give your opinion, because you follow the culture and you rap and all of that, and I'm not really big on.
So what's he saying before he calls? Just so I can.
He just left something right now. Drake is great for his era. For anyone to deny that is beyond an idiot. The GOAT, as in accomplishing so much in a short time, that is indeed GOATfish.
What is considered short?
Well, he's been in the game since what, 06?
What is considered short? 10 years is a long time.
That's a decade.
What is, yo?
And listen, I think #1, I agree with my man Chops, who said to me a while ago, you know what I'm saying, that Jay's the GOAT or whatever. And I wasn't always like the biggest fan of that, but I never really took away from Jay. But as I say now, like, I do think Jay's probably the GOAT. But Drake has damn near been on top since he came in, bro. He's damn near been on top since he came in.
I feel like he's doing a lot of teens.
Like
he would say, like my Canadian brethren, a lot of teens. A lot of teens, boy.
Like, I feel like he's on top since he came in. That's just, since I started hearing him, and I think it was 06, bro, he's been on top.
The dude is, it's inevitable. Nice. Like, let's be real. Like, come on, man. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. You can't continue to put records, and they're good records.
Right.
This is what I want to go back to. People are saying he's singing or hits pop.
Right.
I'm going to use somebody. Would you say Ghostface Killer, really good rapper, right?
Yes.
Would you say he's kind of ever had popular music?
In a certain era, popular, you mean like radio?
I don't know, whatever pop these kids and people are talking about. Because I'm going to say, I don't know if you remember Shayla Ghost. That was poppy as all shit.
Right.
Had a chick singing a hook. Mm-hmm. What are we talking about? Just because you're changing, does it have to be just a guy just rapping?
Listen, things change over the course of time.
You have to, right?
Things change over the course of time. And Drake has stayed, prevalent throughout the, the change. Like, 06 going on, like, you started to get into the trap music, and then it was the what was that Midwest, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, that Midwest swag came out, Keith Chief and all of them.
Yep.
And then you have like your J. Cole's and Kendrick Lamar's, and Lil Wayne was still spitting his heat and stuff like that. But Drake still remained to drop hit after hit after hit, album after album.
Yeah.
And it's like, to take away from that, bro, I can't take away from that. I wasn't even the biggest fan of Drake until I started to really respect the fact that this man knows how to stay on top.
I'm reading a lot of these things, and I feel like I got to respond, man. I don't fuck with his lyrics, but he's definitely popular for sure. What is there not to fuck with?
That's what I don't get when people say I don't fuck with Drake's lyrics.
Explain
to me,
explain to us.
Explain to me, why his bro. I've listened to Drake, bro. I've listened to Drake.
So yeah,
and I'm telling you, Drake can spit
a lot.
People
really
that are saying Drake can't spit.
That's
I don't
crazy.
know what you're listening to.
What is spitting? Then people need to just.
I don't know
what is it that you think? let's
I don't know what
compare.
you're
Let's do
listening
some
to.
comparison.
Like, let's compare the
'Cause
people
this
that's
is
hot in the
crazy.
game right now. Is he not better than
I
Lil
see-
Baby?
I see-
Is he
wait a
not
minute.
better than NBA Young
Then we got
Boy?
Vince,
Is he
he
not
said-
better than a lot of these young dudes or people that not even just that they're young, that just these people that are? Is he not better than Migos? Is he not up there with
Wait a
J.
minute.
Cole? Is he not up there with these dudes that are nice lyricists in this game? Like, come on, dog. Like, I'm saying, like, I don't know, man.
He's stupid nice, which is why a lot of people want features.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say.
come
Like,
on, man.
if I was a rapper,
on,
right?
man.
If I was a rapper, tell me this: would I be wrong to say the first two people I would go for on a track right now,
Mm-hmm.
if I could get Jay-Z or Drake? Would I be wrong to say I want either one of these two people?
I'm gonna ask you this: are you just trying to just like make money and get popular, and at the same time rhyme with probably the top tier rappers?
No, I'm saying if
Top
I was
tier
to say,
rappers?
no, what
Like,
I'm saying
yo.
is if I was to have a track and I said, who do I think would literally make my track blow more than everybody else?
Right now?
Right now.
Drake.
Would I be wrong to say
Drake.
Right. If I said if I can't get Jay, I'm gonna go with Drake. Would you suggest to me a different rapper right now?
Nope. And
You
if
know what
I
I'm saying?
did, that means I ain't trying to see
I
you
don't
do
know.
your
And
thing.
even if you did, I'd be like, okay, but I don't. You'd have to really prove to me how this rapper right here is
Yeah.
going to bring me more
Yeah.
publicity. You know what I'm saying? Than Drake, yo. We talking
Yeah.
about Drake, the #1 solo selling artist of all time.
Hold up. Whoa. Clear that up, Mike. What you talking about accepted in dark rooms? What we talking about?
I don't know what.
Is he saying like you can only listen to Drake around certain fellas? Because you know that
Well,
be
Drake
real.
did say back in the day, like if he basically said something like if you don't mess with females or get pussy, he like you ain't gonna like my music. This music ain't for you. You know what I'm saying?
I think
And I feel like a lot of the dudes, let me say this for a record too. I feel like a lot of
wanna
dudes that
say
hate
something.
on, I feel like a lot of dudes that hate on Drake be the ones that don't get no
damn,
butt.
why you guys sit? Yo, hot
feel
take.
like
you just
they don't
say
get no
my.
butt,
All right,
yo.
so you get out my
I
get out
feel
my
like
mind.
they ain't the ones that
Get out my mind.
right. I feel like they're the
Yeah.
ones that don't. They
Yeah.
ain't really the type to be. They ain't
Yeah.
smooth with women like that
Yeah.
and all of that.
You know, I hate it when like,
It's like
I
those
used
are
to
the
go
ones I see,
out
I'm
when I
like,
used to
yeah,
care.
of course you'd hate on
And
Drake.
I'm gonna date myself, but listen, I used to go out to the club and have the fade, things popping, had the chroma smelling, and then I have some of it. You smell like a little pretty nigga. I'm like, wait a minute, but the bitches like it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can I be smooth? Can I be the Drake of that time? I think that's what it is. Certain people hate. I think that just happens naturally.
No, I
from
know.
those
That's what I don't get. Like, that's so
that's weird to
like,
me.
that's what I
weird
don't
to me.
understand.
That's
Like,
like
I-
looking at another man's pockets and say, why he gotta have that money? Like that's corny, man.
Listen what LeVar says. He
Hold
says,
on.
dudes is mad that Drake isn't hard. Rap is supposed to be hard. and
Since
Drake
when?
Isn't. Hold on. He is hands down the most all-around talented rapper in the game. I agree. They mad he sings, but it's because he can. I agree. He can do every genre and come for your neck. I agree. He came at Meeks and won. There are a bunch of rappers that I choose before Drake for bars. I agree. Jadakiss. But he's as talented as they come. I agree. My favorite is Jay. I agree. Hands down, but Drake has heat. I agree. That's a phenomenal comment. And I agree with damn near everything he just said.
I need to go back.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Not
I agree
all
with everything he just said.
not all rappers were hard.
No,
Go-
what he's
wait,
saying,
no,
though,
I see what you're
I see
saying.
what he's saying though.
But
Like, a lot of dudes expect rap to be hard. Like,
No.
but I'm saying because there were more hard rappers than LL Cool J's.
But there was Heavy D's. There was
Oh,
like
yeah,
Kwame's.
true,
Yo, Pete, we got to get off this hip hop rap was for like hood gangster, like just Wu-Tang type ish people.
Right.
Hip hop was just hip hop. You see what I'm saying?
But there was
Like-
more. I think
like-
since NWA came in, you have to admit that there was an overwhelming amount of like hard rap, yo.
But there was a lot of that other rap too. I think y'all just weren't listening.
Maybe
y'all
I
weren't
wasn't.
studying
Maybe
to
I
them.
wasn't. Maybe I wasn't. But
I
I'm saying,
think you
like,
might have-
no, like Heavy D and them. And I know what you're saying. Like there was other like
Yeah.
rap that strictly
Yeah.
wasn't, really hard. You know what I'm saying?
One of the goats to me, Big Daddy Kane.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He was a hard rapper, but he started rapping for the bitches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, but that was kind of like
Hey.
but Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, stuff like that was kind of like a little bit before. Like I think once NWA came on, the
saying,
scene,
okay,
bro,
we can talk some shit.
They started.
Okay.
They turned it into like.
Then can I
you know
throw
what I'm
something
saying?
at you then?
They turned it into like a real. It wasn't so much conscious rap. It wasn't so much. empowerment rap. It was like, yo, this is gangster
Gangster
rap.
shit. All right, so
here.
let's talk about the king of gangster. This guy got shot 9 times.
Right.
50.
Right, 50.
Fair
right.
to say he was pretty gangster?
I think. Well, yeah,
Pretty, is it fair to say?
50 gangster. Like,
Facebook.
Listen, I've been
is 50 gangster?
Yeah, of course he is.
Is
Like,
that some
listen,
hard shit?
I've been around.
Is 21 Questions gangster?
Listen, no,
That's just some
no,
real.
Right. You got to, because you have to. Once you have a big audience, you got to deliver to everyone in your audience.
Because you're no longer rapping in your boy's basement.
Right, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to step outside of that.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm saying I give Drake the credit that he gets, and I hate when people literally hate on him. You know
Vincent's is you ready to call? Scroll
Yeah,
up, man. The number's up there.
I put it on.
You want? Well, I'll copy paste you. I got you.
This is what I'm saying about people hate on Drake, and it's like, oh, he sings. Like, yeah, there's a lot of other rappers that sang. Like, people were a fan of Ja Rule, and Ja Rule was singing. People were a fan of 50.
You didn't like him.
I can't stand Ja. I think he's corny. But like, I think 50 proved he was corny. But anyway, 50 sang. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of other rappers that did their little singing side thing type, LL Cool J type.
He just said Pac. Pac kind of sang. I get around.
Right, like
you got around. He sung
a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, I hate when people bring that up. Oh, Drake sings. Like, what does that mean?
We gotta get over.
Like, hold
that.
on, not even that. Like, okay, he sings, but like, let me ask you, like, does Drake really have a bad voice? Like, nah, he's probably the best rapper / singer I've ever heard.
Hey, man.
Like, legit. Like,
Certain
the dude
people-
has hits where he's 90% singing and 10% rapping. And I literally enjoy when he sings. I'm like, yo, this dude can really, really sing, B.
Ah, man.
Like, he can really sing.
It's a lot of angry people out there. Nice.
No, exactly. And I'm like,
why y'all so angry,
I'm
man?
like, yo, man, people are really
Why y'all so
hating.
angry, man?
People are really hating on Drake, bro. They're really hating on Drake.
Y'all, you can only be an angry rapper for so long. Because okay, I'm going to go back to Nip. Nip said it. You struggle for so long. After a while, your environment changes, your people changes, your situation changes. You have no choice but to talk about different things.
Right.
Eventually, actually, I was gonna say eventually he was gonna. Nip had some other records like that too. He had some fab records.
Yeah,
you feel me,
bro? Of
like,
course. You gotta listen.
For all
man.
of those, you know what? If your friend is a rapper, I'm gonna say this: if your friend is a rapper and you're over here telling them, "Yo, you can't talk about the ladies," you don't want that person, male or female, to succeed. I'm sorry,
yeah, right?
Kid. Like,
name me a rapper, right? And when people say that, right, I'm like, name me a rapper that wasn't successful that catered to females. Name me one.
I'm waiting.
I'll wait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me know.
Name
Let
me
me know.
one. I'll wait.
Yeah.
LL Cool J was damn near successful until he decided to retire.
Yeah. Like, man.
Like, name me a rapper
he was
that
like,
wasn't,
wait a
like-
minute. He dropped I Need Love. He was like, man, yo, mama said knock you out here and there, but you know what I mean? Hold on. We getting a call? Oh no, that's Jeff. Jeff, I can't answer right now. You trying to get me on the G chat. But listen, man, at the end of the day, I'm begging y'all, please just stop hating. Just
stop
listen.
hating.
It's good music.
Stop hating.
It's just good
Right.
music.
It's good music. Stop hating.
That's crazy.
People are really
bro.
hating on Drake, and I'm not, once again, like I told y'all, I wasn't gonna give my opinion on until the podcast. Listen, I'm not saying Drake's the greatest of all time. All right. He's not the greatest of all time in my book. Jay-Z holds that crown for the moment. You know what I'm saying? I think that I'm saying all around Jay-Z holds that crown for the moment, you know. And that's why I stand on that, bro. Jay got the crown for being the GOAT, and that's what it is with me, you know. But let me clear the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anybody's on the rise, it's Drake. And if anybody's name could be brought up as being a GOAT, it's Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Drake, bro.
And it's
not
okay.
Not Lil Wayne.
Even
not,
Lil
you know what I'm saying?
Wayne
Like,
went
you know what I'm
that
saying?
route.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm trying to say, like, but
Talk
like,
about la la.
am I
Yo, come
right?
on.
Like, am I wrong to say that Wayne is based? I mean, not Wayne. Drake and Jay are like the LeBron and Jordan argument.
100%. And I'm gonna for Halo Sports for the LeBron and Jordan thing. To me, it's okay to say that they're more than one GOAT. To me, right?
Course.
I have a bias with LeBron and Jordan because when Jordan played, the way in which one could play basketball, i.e. play defense against someone, was a little more physical.
Yeah.
Right now, a LeBron James or James Harden goes up and someone sneezes from the stands, they're calling and one. Wow. That's a little different. So for me to say that LeBron is better than Jordan. I could never say that. Two different things. But at the same time, they're still GOATs. Let's leave it like that. I think that's just a problem with sports, music, and everything. There always has to be this number one.
Right.
Why? Let's do like Greek mythology.
Right.
There's a bunch of gods.
Right.
Like let's move on, fam.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Right.
That's crazy.
And you know what? I like what people are saying too. Like a couple people said they're like, yo, things are generational. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
And I agree with that. Like if you grew up in the 90s, right, you'll go with Biggie or Pac as being the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you grow up in the early 2000s, you got probably 50 Cent had that on lock.
Word.
Right?
Word.
And then as you went after like 2005, 2006 era, it's been nothing but basically Drake, bro.
Drake.
Like, don't get me wrong, you got your J. Cole's that went platinum and they do the thing, but let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Like, J. Cole is great, but he's not hotter than Drake.
Nah.
Kendrick Lamar is great, but he's not hotter than Drake.
Nope.
There's not a rapper present currently in the game that is hotter than Drake.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just want to give credit to Drake because he fucking deserves it.
The shit is ill, man.
Like, he deserves it, bro.
And can we appreciate what's happening right now? Like, let's live in the moment. I'm trying to get Jeff on here just to say, I think he's trying to chime in real quick. It'll be a pretty cool test to see if we can get him on the chat with everybody on thing. I think I can pull that off. But yo, at the end of the day, Jeff, you gotta show your camera, fam. Your camera's not popping.
Mike,
it's okay to have a couple of gods, yo.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, now I get what Mike is saying.
What's he saying?
Mike
I gotta look.
This is the everybody gets a trophy era. It's ridiculous, and I agree with that. Because they're giving credit to people that have done absolutely zero but lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And they're giving losers trophies nowadays, right?
Yeah, word.
And it's to make them feel good and all of that, right? Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But Drake is not a loser. And I'm not saying that. No, Mike, I'm not saying you saying he is at all, but I'm saying I agree with what you're saying. Like, everybody gets trophies. Like, I get it, bro. It's ridiculous. And if my kid loses, he don't need a participation trophy. I'm all set with that. I don't want my kid thinking that it's okay to lose and settling for second place. Like, nah, not really. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that
if you ain't first, you last, player.
You right. Nobody remembers number 2, Ricky Bobby.
Exactly, Ricky Bobby.
But what you said is real. Like, the Greek mythology analogy, like, that's actually a good analogy to make, because why can't there be more than one God? You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't believe in all of that, but it's a great analogy, bro. Like, why can't there be more than one? Why can't there be?
It's kind of annoying, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's more than one. Hold on, like it's even with superheroes. Like, there's more than one ill superhero.
You don't see Superman be like, I'm the best. Leave.
Yeah.
Leave.
They're all ill in their own way, right?
Just
but they're
listen
actually,
to my music.
But like, the thing with superheroes is like, they're super.
Yeah.
Like, they're
and you get to enjoy them.
So like, they don't get a participation trophy.
Yeah.
They actually get the trophy for being super.
Yo, let's not forget about superheroes. I want to get back to that before we leave.
Doubt.
No spoilers. There's no spoilers,
right.
but
Go see
we're gonna
Avengers.
talk about it. Yeah, go see Avengers now, then come back.
Wow.
But yo, real shit, like.
Oh, and Mike, like you said, do we ever bring real quick? I just want to answer. Mike said a comment that I wanted to get to. Do we ever bring hood guests on there? What you call it? We gonna bring hood guests on, bro. I mean, not just hood guests. Like, bro, I wouldn't just bring you on strictly because you a hood guest. Like, not only you my man, but brother, you have a fucking great perspective on a lot of things, more than just music, bro. And I've said this mad times. I love your perspective, bro. So yeah, man, we're gonna be bringing people on, and trust and believe, bro. Like I spoke to you in the comments. You know, I'm gonna be. I mean, not the comments, in the DM, bro. We've had the conversations. You're gonna be on here, bro, because 100%. You got a lot to talk about, bro.
Yo, hold on. I see something. It says, how many Drake songs gave you chills and goosebumps? How many Drake songs made you have to drink faster because you could feel his pain and relate to the struggle he went through? He had no struggles. Why do people always have to struggle?
Right.
What if, like, I just got up, I was like, you know
hold
what,
on,
I'm going to try this
actually,
rap.
Hold on. Actually, what do you mean? Drake raps about bitches. If you fuck with bitches and you ain't never been going through, if you fuck with bitches, let me answer the question. You fuck with females, right? And you going through some shit with a female right now.
Not a lot of
put on Tupac or you gonna put on Drake?
Yo.
Who you gonna put on?
I know who I'm
It's what
putting
you
on,
can
fam.
relate to, dog.
I know
I
what-
can relate to Tupac, right? When it comes to street shit, I can relate to a lot of street shit and rappers that talked about incarceration and gang banging. I'm not a gang banger, but gang banging has different forms or whatever. Like,
True.
you know what I'm saying? Being in the streets, hustling, getting to this bag. I can relate to all, but I can also relate to Drake when he's talking about going through problems with females and the emotions that comes with that. What you mean? I can listen to a Drake song.
They gotta
and
let us play music.
absolutely get chills and throw back a shot because it got me over there like, oh, Drake got me bugging. You know, like I can absolutely do that, yo. Why can I? Like, this is the thing.
Cub
People
said
are
that
narrow-minded. This is the thing. People are narrow-minded, and I appreciate the comment because that's a legit comment. But
Man.
people are narrow-minded, yo. Like, what? I'm only supposed to listen to Drake, like because I come from the streets and I've been in the streets and I've been incarcerated. What? I can't listen to Drake.
I have
Drake
a question.
talks
then.
about getting money and fucking bitches. Why would I not listen to Drake?
Because you know
Drake
why?
don't talk about coming from a struggle.
Nah,
I'm
you know what? I'm
automatically
sorry. The t-shirt
gonna
coming
cut
out.
Drake
I'm
off.
sorry. I feel like what I'm going to say comes out again. It's the evil E. The
Right.
ego. I never got dumped. No girl ever
Right.
cheated on me.
There's these dudes out there.
I never
that-
called no female or I
Right,
never
right.
text nobody like, yo,
Right.
forget that dude. Holla at me. That
Right,
evil
dudes
E.
wasn't extra
the ego.
emotional over a
Get
female.
the-
Cut it
Come
out.
on.
You wasn't emotional
Stop.
over a female. You
Come
ain't never
on with
shed a
that.
tear over a female.
Come on,
a female
man.
never had you ready to do some wild
Some
shit.
wild shit,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like you ain't
You know
never
what I
been
mean?
heartbroken over. Oh, I'm sorry.
Man,
Cut it out. Just like
listen.
these dudes out there. You ever heard a couple dudes that I don't kiss bitches? How do you get to
Damn.
the box?
Yo.
You must
Prostitutes.
be paying. Listen, I was just gonna say, you must be
Prostitutes?
paying for it. You
Prostitutes.
must be paying for it.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I don't go down and eat the box.
Listen, man. Egos.
That's what I'm
Stop
saying,
lying,
right,
man.
stop, like,
let's
stop,
move on
stop,
from that.
right.
'Cause these
Right,
mad
we don't even gotta
egos.
get into that. Just
Yo,
stop,
if you
stop.
watching this podcast from now on, leave.
Right.
Grown man
Stop.
shit.
You lying.
Stop. You're lying.
lying.
Check
Word,
the
you're
ego at the
lying.
door. You know what I'm saying? You can
Word,
hide
you're
behind
lying.
while you're
You're
watching
lying.
us. Be honest, man.
Word, you're
It's
lying.
okay. I
Right.
did some silly shit myself. I told Nice some shit. He looks at me differently now. We ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that.
I'm
But
just
listen,
saying.
it was a tough time in my life.
Right,
You
I'm
feel
just
me?
saying.
But I went through something. We all went through something. That's how you grow, ain't it?
Come on, man.
Isn't that how you grow?
Dudes out here were really not listen. Dudes out here are really knocking Drake because he didn't come from a struggle, and Drake don't talk about street shit and all of that. And they're overlooking the fact that there's other things you can relate to with regard to Drake's music, bro. Like,
Word.
and like I said earlier, the most of the dudes that I see hating on Drake. I don't care who you are, you know. I'm gonna say how I feel. Like I'm telling you, I can look and I know the dudes, and I'm like, yo, you don't get to that box like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't female, them ladies don't
Back
know you like
again.
that. So
Yeah.
I guess you can't relate to Drake.
Your pimp game is no
you know what I'm
game.
saying? I don't need to just relate to Drake off
Yeah.
the strength of the struggle and all of that.
Yeah.
I can relate to that shit he talking about with them females.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
And how about this? How about, again, back to the Greek mythology and having gods, different gods. Maybe Drake is the emotional god.
Right.
And if
Maybe
you want to
he's the god of
struggle,
the- maybe-
for whatever,
right.
everyone in the, why is everyone in the struggle?
Right.
It's so many people
Everybody
in struggles.
struggle nowadays,
Like,
right.
goddamn, ain't
Everybody
no struggle.
struggle
You know what I
nowadays,
mean?
man.
I know a lot of y'all talking nonsense. You ain't no struggling.
Right.
But if you want
Everybody
to struggle,
struggle,
there's
right.
rappers out there, hit that. There's different items, different category
Everybody
of
struggle
rappers.
nowadays,
You know what I mean? But enough of that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you got Nip not struggling no more. And he showed you where he came from.
Right.
Like, come on. He stopped talking about it. His struggle changed. It became a mental struggle.
I like what
struggle
Jeff
trying
said.
to pull people out. Come
I like
on,
what Jeff
man.
said, Cliff. Jeff said people don't want to evolve sometimes.
They
I believe
like
that,
staying in
yo.
the box.
I believe that's a big
That's the
problem.
slave
That's that-
mentality.
And not just slave mentality, and they fucking ego is hindering them from evolving. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? They got too much ego and too much pride to admit that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm not that person no more. You know what I'm saying? And this is what it is, you know? Like, this is who I am now. So,
Yeah, word.
you know what I mean? But see, I like Mike. So Drake decided not to lie about guns and drugs, but you listen to Bloop, who lied. F out of here. I agree with that. And that's why I love when people bring up Drake. And I'm like, bro, why do you not respect that Drake doesn't claim to be gangster? You ever heard Drake's lyric when he says, fuck around, you gonna make my people catch a body like that?
Yeah.
He's telling y'all, I'm not doing
it. You
doing
know what? Yo.
He's doing what Cliff is saying.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all wanted to shoot.
Oh, y'all wanted to.
I'm not doing. But
we're not
people,
gonna. Hold on.
Right.
I'll make a call.
My people.
I'll make a call.
Right.
Have them think. I'll tell them what it is because I'm not gonna talk about what we're gonna do.
Right.
I'm gonna have face to face.
Right.
And then
How
I'm gonna
was
walk
that?
away.
Right.
Because I want to get away with it.
Exactly.
And it's gonna happen.
Exactly. Now, if Drake, like Mike said, if Drake was claiming to do things he never did, that would be a different story. Nobody would respect it. But how do you overlook the fact that he doesn't do that and not give that 100% respect?
Yeah.
Like Drake's not on records talking about shooting people. He'll tell you that his mans will shoot you. He'll be like, don't do that because my killers will do that.
Hey,
Not
what?
me.
Yo, that dude is
My
whack.
hitters will do that.
He's gonna let that dude do
Right.
that.
Like,
That's
and
whack.
like Mike said,
a real one will do it.
y'all
Come on,
listen
man.
to these rappers that be absolutely lying about
Liars.
who they are. And we don't even
100%.
gotta put the names out there. There's been a few rappers that have been exposed. You know what I'm saying? A few, man. And it's like, come on, man. How do you just, it's like, come on. And all of a sudden, honesty is not respected. All of
That's
a
crazy.
sudden, like, honesty is not respected. Like, and once that goes back to that video we had a long time ago.
Which one?
About
Talk about it.
Mano, when he was like, you guys equating being real with gangster.
Yeah.
You know
Y'all
what
got
I'm saying?
shit off.
Y'all got shit all fucked up. Drake is real. If anybody says Drake ain't real, then your definition of real is off.
Yeah.
Your definition of real is off, bro.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're probably just equating it with being gangster.
Yeah.
And that is not what being real is about, period.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So stop doing that.
100%.
Drake is real. What he raps about is real. Drake is true to himself. He don't claim to be gangster. He claims to get money and mess with shorties and, you know.
Probably your shorty.
Like, come on, bro. Like, stop hating on Drake.
Yeah.
Give this man the credit that he deserves to have because he done put the work in and he's been on top for over a decade now.
You know
Over
what?
a decade now.
I got some people saying some good shit here. I gotta say, everybody, listen, it's hard to become a man, you know. And a lot of people, Jeff saying that people are afraid to.
Mike, I like what
and
Mike
he
said,
said
everybody ain't
too
tough and
scared
it's
to
okay.
grow up. And you know what, man? It could be the simplest things as saying this joint venture we doing. Yo, we can do a lot of talking, but taking a step up and failing and actually learning from the failures and not being afraid to fail makes you more of a man than that person just talking and stuff and like, I could do better. Or a person saying they're doing this when they're really not.
Right.
Showing their emotions, real shit, grown man shit. Like, this is crazy. I don't understand that.
You know, I like what I like these comments because, like, Mike.
It's
once
good to
again,
see there's some
Mike,
people
this is why
out
I
there.
love your perspective, bro. Like Mike just said, everybody ain't tough, and it's okay, dog. Like that's another thing. Like Mano, what we were talking about that time.
I'm not getting these calls. They're saying we calling. Is it on your? We'll get them from your joint.
No, it ain't on mine.
Okay,
either.
hold on one second. Go ahead.
ain't on
Give it like 2 minutes and we'll have you call in.
Yeah,
Let me set it up.
Listen, man, and that's what we were talking about, Mike. Great point, man. Everybody ain't tough, and it's okay, bro.
Yeah,
you know,
it is
that's the issue
okay.
because a lot of people nowadays, like, they only want to listen to, as LeVar said, hard rap.
Yeah.
You ain't listening to Drake simply because you think it's not okay to appear as if you're not tough. So you put on the tough rap.
Yeah.
You put on the hard rap. You know what I'm saying? But the real motherfuckers are the ones riding around, pulling up to the block, bumping Drake.
Word.
They bumping Drake.
Going to the club and meeting your girlfriend.
You know what I'm saying? Dudes is up in there. They doing that, bro, because it's not about being tough.
Not anymore,
As
man.
Mike said, it's okay not to be tough, man.
Stop
Put
wearing the
some
3X
Drake-
t-shirts.
Listen, right,
Get
word.
some
Word,
fitted
brother. Listen,
clothes.
my shit fitted, bro. You see my shirts? They
Goddamn.
fitted. You see
Jesus.
this bent visor?
Oh,
it wasn't
man.
like that 4, 5, 7
That's
years
because you
ago, bro.
changing,
I'm
nice.
grown, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
grown,
called growing.
bro.
Yeah.
I'm grown.
Word.
But like Mike said, it's okay not to be tough, bro.
Yeah.
So put some Drake on, cry about your bitch, drink some Remy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep
and
it
enjoy
real.
your life, bro.
Life gets
enjoy
easier.
Your life, bro.
Life
We
gets
gonna
easier.
respect you for that.
Yeah.
Be who you are.
Yeah.
Be
Word.
who you are. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like
insane.
be comfortable with who you are.
You know what it is?
bro.
The evil E.
That ego, man.
Check that at the door. Listen, if you're having can I throw another little thing, man?
Yeah, man.
If you're having a problem at home or with your girl on the side or whatever the case may be, try listening. She might have a point.
Right.
And shit might change.
Right.
It might get a little bit better.
You know.
I'm just saying that. You know
This
how I
is
know?
why I
Because
like,
I
man.
tried it myself and I was like, God damn, happy life, happy wife. You know what I'm saying?
Look
Come
what
on.
LeVar said, I'll pull up to your block bumping Mary. You fucking right. I'm pulling.
Mary
listen,
was
I'm
my
done-
shit.
Mary, what's the 411?
What
Gets
you
burned
talking
all
about?
day in my whip.
Share my world?
Right.
Come
That's it
on.
all day in my whip.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Come
listen,
on,
look at-
B.
Look, man, I'm trying to tell you, man.
Is that Don P? Big Don, hold on, man. Listen,
Don P been on here for a while.
I didn't even see that. My fault.
He's
Shout
the
out
one
to
where I
P,
said
man.
he's the one I was saying the music is generational.
Oh, okay,
bro.
true.
You know, he's the
but
one
he
about
see,
LL.
that's what I'm saying. Dom, you know about Tears,
and Mike.
We all know about Tears, B.
Like,
that, you know
right?
What
That's what I'm trying to say, man. Like, this is a good thing because it brings us into other topics and it's all relating back to Drake. Like, this is the thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody just said, my man Mike. Once again, you know, there's always that one person that you pull up on the block. He was getting money, but he wasn't violent. He wasn't that guy. He was just about that bag, bro. He wasn't trying to be super gangster. He liked money. He liked females, bro. It was the one dude's like, oh, you can run down on him and you might, you know, maybe smack him or whatever. Like, not all dudes are like that, but he's that one dude that's always around, bro. And everybody loved him because he knew who he was. He'd be the dude to tell you, like, yo, bro, I'm not fitting to be getting into all of this. I'm just trying to get some money and fuck these bitches. And everybody on the block respected him. And that is who Drake is. You know what I'm saying? And you dudes out here that think that, Drake, you don't want to listen to Drake because you don't want to look soft or anything like that. Man, come on.
Keep it real with yourself.
Keep it real.
I told you, me and Nice, we went to the club. He talking about, get the joint. I'm like, I thought we were going to do these fisticuffs and like a baseball bat. Like, I'm going to have to skip out this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it real with yourself. And I honestly feel as soon as people that are grown up are willing to look at themselves and say, that's not me, that's not that, life changes just a little bit. You're like, I listen to different music. I'll listen to this. Like, okay, for example, there was a movie when I went to Vegas. I ended up watching A Star Is Born. I don't know if y'all seen this movie. Shout outs to that dude. I forget his name. Really good actor. He was on damn, what's the dude? Whatever. Anyway, it was Lady Gaga and that dude, white dude.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna keep it real. I shed some tears on the plane. I was like, damn, this movie's like crazy.
I shed some tears on the Avengers shit.
That's what I wanted to ask. How many, how many people, without spoiling, because I know there's some people that haven't seen it, you know what I mean? Who shed tears on the Avengers movie?
I did.
Yes. I know people, they're not even real. Fam, you're not even paying attention. You're still stuck on this guy flying.
Right.
They're talking about people shit.
Man, no
bullshit, that's honestly, for people that can't let go or people that can't see past Iron Man's mask or the Hulk being green and thing, like, I kind of feel bad for you. I kind of feel bad for you. It's like, damn, dog, you gotta be, what's that? What'd he say? Cat Williams said, you angry at bacon? You angry during breakfast?
And you know what's funny? You want to know something? Like, shout out to my man LeVar Chops. Him and I, he called me the other day, right? And we had a great conversation, man. And it was basically pretty much what we were talking about right now. We got into a conversation.
No spoilers. We're not spoiling it.
No, we ain't talking about Avengers. We ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about, like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Mike. You already know, bro. I love you too. The movie had me emotional too. But we were talking about that, like, and we were like, some people still feel the need to, like, be tough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Grown ass men. Like, I'm in my 30s. Chops is in his 30s. You know what I'm saying? You're in your 50s and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? No,
I'm getting there.
Nah, but black don't count.
Exactly.
No, on some real shit. But at some point in time, right, you have to stop feeling like you got to be tough, yo.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta stop feeling like you gotta be tough. And the conversation him and I were having, we were like, we talking about certain individuals or whatever and certain persons and stuff like that. And we were just like, sometimes, man, you got to separate yourself from those people that continue to feel like they have to be tough. Not for any other reason except that that if you entertain that and you act on it, more than likely you're going to be the one that's going to suffer more consequences than that person at the end of the day, right? Because of everything you've already been through. You've already been through the early stages of being tough and going through all of that to where it's like you aren't trying to be tough for a reason anymore. You see what I'm saying?
Agreed.
You're not trying to be tough for a reason anymore. And you need to take that into consideration when you're around people, given your age, where we're in our 30s and stuff like that, where they still want to be tough. Those people are going to be a liability around you,
100%.
yo. Those are the type of people, right, that you'll notice will hate on Drake.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
That don't want to bump Drake.
Yeah.
That will talk about how Drake ain't never been through a struggle or whatever the case may be. Like, they're just looking for and it really boils that down to like, yo, like, bro, you still like, you just want to be tough. You just want to be tough.
Misery loves company.
You know what I'm
nice.
saying? You just want to be tough. So at the end of the day, man, that shit's corny. And Drake is one of the GOATs.
Yeah.
And if you can't relate to him, I don't know. I guess it's you don't maybe get money or you don't mess with females and or you just still want to try to be tough. And there's no need for that.
But you can always come back and hit us up when you finally do grow up.
Yeah, you could grow up.
You could do that.
You could get on some grown man shit like we do.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
I mean, that's what that boils down to.
It's like, damn, man, I'm going to tell you, man, sometimes you just got to pay the bills. You know what I mean?
gotta
Like,
pay
pay
the
your
bills, bro.
bills.
Right.
Pay your bills. You know, do some grown man shit. I don't want to pay my bills either, but you know
I like
what?
what Dom said. Dom said, "Might be 42. I'll be that bitch ass. I'll take the L because I have a lot to lose."
Listen,
no doubt, Dom.
100%.
That's what that. You know what? That's always what Cliff basically says. That ego, man. You gotta learn to put that in your back pocket, man.
Yeah, check that shit to the side, man. That ain't doing you or no one no good. If
Look at
anything,
Peasy,
man, it's just
Peasy. I don't like Drake of them pillow talking.
he
things
lying.
doing.
He lying. That's
Peasy.
like my boy Neek. My boy Neek, he's like, yo, I don't ever listen to R&B. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I'll be like, what you listen to if you get with a female? Man, I don't listen to R&B, dog. I listen to rap all day, every day. I said, yeah?
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
All right. I said,
I'm
maybe
highly
that's why your baby
suspect.
mama crazy.
Right. I was just gonna say that. I'm highly suspect to the females that jump in my car and want to listen to trap shit over Drake or some R&B shit anyways.
Yeah.
I'm kind of suspect. Don't get me wrong.
Word.
I get it. I
Word.
like that music too. But you know, this music for the occasion. Like,
Give your ears a little break.
bitch, we ain't driving
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Can I get a move?
Getting to this bag
Yeah.
right now. We driving around, probably going somewhere nice and trying to set the mood. I'm not
Word.
really fitting to be listening
Yeah.
to Yo Gotti right now.
Right there. Yeah. Word.
You know what I'm saying? Not
Yeah.
that I don't like it. I feel you. I like it too. But
100%.
see, your ratchet goes with you everywhere, bitch. I
Word.
need you to be able to turn that switch on and
Be a
off.
female real quick.
Right. I need you to be able to turn that on and
Do a
off.
little
I don't
sexy for
mind
me.
it, but I
Little
need
sexy.
you to turn that on and off.
You know,
So
let's
when
talk about Ratchet real quick.
Okay.
I know you seen that Cardi shit.
Oh yeah, I already saw it. And people already think, oh, you be hating on Cardi because you're a Nicki fan. Nice. No, I'm not. I'm just,
Oh,
I'm
you
just-
team Nicki?
No, I just at the end of the day, like I agree with kind of where Nicki's coming from, but I also feel like Nicki comes at every female that comes in the game
She
or
be
whatever.
hating.
But you know my opinion on it.
She be
you know what I'm
hating.
saying? You
I
know.
think. What do you think? You think that was
I think
Photoshop?
that was. Oh yeah, that was definitely Photoshop. The picture with Offset and all that, yeah, it was
Yeah,
absolutely Photoshop.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What'd you think about
But
that video?
Then the video,
Yeah.
Like, but this is what I'm saying with Cardi. Like, this is the classless,
Let's talk about that.
irresponsible shit that she does. That I'm like, yo, you don't like love. You got a daughter now. Like, whether you like it or not, you're like damn near an international superstar, right? And you need to be more responsible with your platform.
Agreed.
Like, I get it, yo. I get it where you come from, and I'm not knocking your bag, and I'm not telling people to cancel you and all of that, but be on some GMW shit, yo. We need some, you know what I mean, some GWA, like some grown women shit.
That's why we got
Like,
Beyonce.
we need you to be on some grown women shit at some point, love.
I feel it's gonna.
Like,
How
I'm
old is
sorry.
she?
She's 26, whatever she is.
Yeah.
I don't even care, yo.
I
Like,
think it's gonna happen right now.
You know what I mean?
I think I truly feel that, and it goes back to money. It goes back to kind of like what Hov was saying with social shit. I think certain people is gonna kind of be like, I pull it to the side, like, for you to join this club, you gotta kind of tone it down a little bit.
Right.
I get what you did before.
Right.
There's no need for that. You got the fans by the palm of your hands.
You know what
or
the
whatever.
saddest part is, bro?
You think that's just her?
No. I think the saddest part is that she has a great team behind her, right?
Okay.
And I think the saddest part is that her team is great for a reason, because they do the proper work, necessary work that it takes to
Maximize
her maximize her potential for growth, right? And I mean, like, and that's what I mean by growth is like stardom, right?
Yeah.
To continue to blow.
Yeah.
And they're obviously telling her, like, yes, if you put this video up, Yes, because if their majority was saying, don't put that video up, don't do this, don't do, because Cardi's not, in my opinion, she's just not intelligent enough to be as successful as she is on her own. She needs people behind her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that I'm intelligent enough to do it on my own. I would need people too. But I just feel like the things that she says, and she says, clearly she's not the most intelligent person in the world. So obviously there's got to be people behind her that's like, hey, do this, which seems to be consistently ratchet shit, but it must be based off of the fact that they know that the masses love this shit.
I'm gonna disagree with two things. One thing, I don't know. I think it's all an act, but I agree that the mass 100%. But I know someone that's from. I know someone that's from. Not the exact hood she's from, but is from the Bronx, who knows her hood, and who has told me, yo, all them bitches from her hood act the same. They all act like that. But this is what I feel.
But I don't, I don't know.
I think she's because she's no longer in that hood. I think there's still hood in her, but I think she knows what she's doing. I think she knows that this negative, crazy, silly shit
that's what I'm
sells
saying.
and people follow and click and will continue. I appreciated it. I ain't gonna lie. I watched the video maybe twice, 4 times. But
I don't have no problem with watching this shit.
But like at the end of the day, I think she's just. I'm not gonna say intelligent. I think she's slick. She knows what the fuck she's doing. I think she really does know what she's doing. Because you gotta actually know what you're doing to come from where she's at to be where she is. Because you gotta at one point in time make a decisions like, okay, I'm not messing around with a crew of people. Because like you said, it doesn't look like she's, and I'm assuming, looking from the outside in, that she's trying to bring a crew, her old crew. Because a lot of people in that world tend to do that.
I think that it's her team behind her. I think she has a team that knows
100%.
what the fuck they're doing.
I said this to my artists, former artists. I said it's not just talent. Talent is only 20%. The other 80% is the team. It's the production. And that's production, music,
that's what
the
I'm
marketing,
like,
that's
like
team.
I'm not like, dude, listen, she's gained the amount of success she had, and I'm not gonna say that it's all because of her. Like, I'm not. Like, you definitely have a team behind you that's pointing you in the right direction and telling you to do what you do. And I feel like what I was trying to point out was that it's sad that your team has concluded that you should continue to act with this ratchet behavior that you do, knowing that the level of stardom you're at, right? Because I feel like it's irresponsible, the shit that she does. Whether she likes it or not, she's a role model. Whether she likes it or not. When you reach a certain level of stardom, you're a fucking role model, whether you like it or not, right? So at the end of the day, you have to be more responsible. But it's sad that at the same time, right, she kind of doesn't have to be responsible.
Thank you for saying that, because I was going to say she is a role model to an extent, but she's not. I'm going to go back to Charles Barkley. I think us, even with this small platform, we got to stop you pushing that rhetoric. I think there's certain things that you shouldn't push out in the world, but I don't think that people should say, like, she's a role model because of this. Everybody came from their mother. If their mother or parent or a certain group of people, you still have loved ones. You see what I'm saying?
No, you're
because
right.
like Rudely, he just reminded me. I completely forgot about this. He said he learned this for French when he was with me. We was out in New York. It was just like I was doing a music thing. Kind of just jumped out and kind of just scared this dude. And like the way French was acting, the way they was moving, you know what I mean? I was like, hey, what up? We got a video with him. We did a couple things with him. But at the end of the day, I was like, wait a minute. This when the lights was down, different dude. They gotta do this because nobody gonna listen to just like a smooth person unless like you're Ariana Grande, and that's just a different world.
That's a different world.
You see what I'm saying? So you gotta do especially for rap, you gotta do these type of effects. Which I'll go to Nicki real quick.
It's entertainment.
It is entertainment.
I get that.
Like even like Nicki, right?
Saying, let me just say what I wanted to say just real quick, and I'll let you. I'm not agreeing that it's right that society basically makes these stars role models. I think that they shouldn't.
100%.
I think that they shouldn't.
Look at 6ix9ine.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I don't agree with that. I think that they shouldn't. I'm saying the unfortunate reality is society makes it that you're a fucking role model. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that, you know what I'm saying, because that's just the way it is. I feel like a certain side of me is like, yo, fuck that, do you.
Yeah.
But then there's also another side of me that's like, yo, you got to be more responsible.
There's gonna be a
But go on
time.
with what you're
I
saying,
think
you know what I'm saying? I just want
after
to clear the air because I don't want people to misunderstand what I'm saying.
I think
like,
after this project, when she comes out, because she's definitely going to be coming out with an album. I think she's pushing Offset's album. They got a new video. I haven't seen it, but I just seen the graphic of it, and I was just like, see, she's still doing her ratchet shit. Right. You know what I mean?
Which that's cool. That's what she does. I'm not even mad at her. Like I said, I don't think that society should put this on these celebrities like that. Like society should be promoting that your fucking parents should be your role model, nothing else.
100%.
Okay, that's how I feel.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be anybody else should be your role model. It should be your parents. Yo.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It should be
100%.
your role model. Okay, let's throw a couple other people out there, but not like every celebrity.
Yeah.
Not every
I see what you're
celebrity,
saying.
but unfortunately, they publicize these celebrities and they're always on the media and everything. Like every time you turn around, it's celebrities on TV and everything. It's just like, yo,
They
man,
pushing the
like
content and what you
unfortunately,
watch.
yeah, they've made these celebrities role models.
Yeah.
And I felt what Cardi was saying. She's like, I'm not your role model. Your parents are your role model.
And that's
not
what
me.
Charles
Don't look at me to
Barkley
that.
said years ago.
Right. And I get that. I get that because I'm not saying that I would want to be a role model. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I would want to be a role model.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day, you know, if that's what society puts on me because of the level that of stardom that I've attained, I feel like I have to take that into consideration to a certain extent because of instances like this. And I'll let you finish what you're saying.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart made a tweet of something about gay people like fucking in 2009. And it prevented him from hosting the fucking Grammys, bro.
Yeah.
In 2018.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, why? Like, because they place the fact that like you're a role model and you need to be more responsible with your platform than what like he probably technically should be.
And that's the problem. I think people need to not be doing. That's why I'm against this whole cancel shit. People should be allowed to grow. People should, whatever he said, I can't remember exactly what he said, but people should be allowed to grow. People might have opinions in the past and be allowed to grow. People might be like, oh, but he's just doing that because he's trying to get, he's trying to come up. Yeah, and he changed he changed his mind. You're allowed to change your mind. You know what I mean? He or she without sin cast the first stone. I ain't casting shit. Right. But that's what I'm saying. Nobody can. But we got to live in a generation where dear parents, uncles, aunties, like, take care of your kids, raise your kids the right way, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Right. But like with Cardi and all these stars, unfortunately, these cameras ain't gonna keep rolling if you ain't entertaining us. If you ain't doing something crazy.
You're right. She
you
gotta
see what
do
I'm
it,
saying?
right?
You gotta be
right.
different.
You're
I
right.
didn't understand that when I played with that music role, because I was just like, look at this guy. He's over here. He got this and this and this, and we got this guy over here. He's looking like this. He's more R&B. They're like, nah, this is what they want to see.
No, you're right.
They want to see this crazy guy. You see what I'm saying?
No, you're right. I agree with that, man.
I hate that. I personally, I think it's a disservice that we're doing just for people in general because it's brainwashing. Like,
see, look,
just like the world.
This is what I like what somebody just said. Shout out to Jen. She said they may not want to be role models, right? Which is what I've been saying, right? But kids, unfortunately, right? Because they're on media, kids look up to them.
Agreed.
Even if they don't want them to, right? But they do. This is just a sad fact, okay? And people in general, she says, need to watch the way they move and talk because kids are watching.
100%.
That's the side of me that is, I agree with. Like,
what did you say your daughter was saying earlier today?
Right, when she was saying, he hit me or she hit me and all of that. And it's like, because people see certain things, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I be trying to say. Like, when I bring that up about Cardi, like, I get all the Cardi fans and they're like, oh, but Nicki. And I'm like, good Lord. Like, every time Cardi name brought up, y'all got to bring up Nicki. Like, good Lord. Like, I'm not a female. I'm not on the big female wagon of listen. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Nicki spit some hot shit. I like Cardi music too, but I'm just not riding around really bumping they shit like that. And it has nothing to do with not being tough and all that. But you know what I'm saying? That's for y'all females to ride around and really bump that shit hard and all of that. Do your thing. I get it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that side of me saying that, she's just, I feel like she just needs to be more responsible whether she likes it or not. Yeah. Like, for instance, all right, I posted something on social media about a week ago, and I felt like a lot of people were highly offended.
What was it?
And it was a kind of distasteful meme, I guess, where I joked about God and I said something that a couple. Okay, you already know.
Yeah.
Okay, now someone said something to me. They said, "Yo, nice," and I mean, it kind of made me realize something, but it was all right. But anyway, he said, "Yo, nice, you're not the average person like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anymore. Like, you have a podcast. People actually listen to your shit. You've generated a decent wave, bro. Like, I think you need to be more responsible with the shit that you post, right?" And I could have took the stance, right. And Jeff said, and I apologize, absolutely. And I could have took the stance where I said, people shouldn't watch me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not your kids' role models, all of that. Or I'm not your role model. Pay attention to your parents, or pay attention that I'm not your role model. I could have took that stance.
Yep.
But instead, I took into consideration what the person said because it made sense. And I was like, yo, you know what? I do need to be more responsible to a certain extent with my platform.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not famous, dog. But if I got a little bit of a wave, like, I do need to be a little bit more responsible now with the things that I say, as opposed to somebody who doesn't have the same exact platform that I have at the current moment, bro. And it made me realize when I started to see certain things, like with the Cardi video, for instance, I was like, yo, I feel her. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, she needs to be a little bit more responsible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I agree with what you're saying about the entertaining aspect. Like, you're 100% right, bro. Like, they kind of have to do that. And then it's like, it's kind of like a catch-22, right? Like, society makes you a role model, but then they demand that you're entertaining at the same time.
We're a bipolar society, bro.
Right? No
disrespect
like,
to the bipolar people.
Nah, but like, yo, you're like 100%
like,
right on that. So it's like, what do? I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. So I kind of feel her where she's like, I'm gonna make this video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
I truly feel her agenda right now is to maximize and put her in a space where she's going to say, okay, now I run things on my terms. I'll use an example. Hold on, Facebook, like a Beyonce. I'm not saying she's Beyonce. I'm just saying, like, right now, Beyonce can do whatever she wants. As far as she's going to say, I want my shows to be like this. I'm just going to sing somber music. I can sing this. Let me ask you a question since I'm on B. Do you think she has any ratchetness in her?
Beyonce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facebook? I'm asking Facebook too. What do y'all think, Facebook? Any ratchetness with B?
I think everybody got a little bit of ratchetness in them, bro.
Because nobody wants to marry a wife that's kind of boring, right?
Yeah, okay.
I think Damon Wayans, and this ain't even my joke, you want a little bit of hoe in your wife.
Of course.
To keep things going.
Right.
You want her swinging off things, doing things. You know what I'm saying? I have people that love Beyonce. Older people, older than me. I'm 50-something, he's saying. So we'll say 60s, right? And I heard them say, I don't like Beyonce no more. She's too provocative. Because she had a record, Partition, Drunk in Love.
Right.
They're like, why is she talking about all these things? Because she has sex with a man. We all have sex with our significant others. Right. It's part of life. Right. It's sexual. It sells. But it's still tasteful. So in her mind, in her eyes, she's like, that's ratchet, that's provocative, that's too much. I don't.
Imagine.
I'm canceling her.
Imagine. Now my thing is, imagine what they would think of Cardi B.
Exactly my point.
Right. I knew you were
so I think everyone should allow people time to change. I think because Cardi's just only been on not even 3 years, and I'm not saying like you don't know, but like I feel like for the people out there, like she's doing ratchety shit, and she's just doing music. I think she's just trying to cash as much money as she can.
She is. She's openly said it
before her wave goes away.
Right. She's
because unfortunately for females, and it's unfortunate. Sex sells to an extent. Let's look at Ariana Grande.
Right.
She got all her kitty fans. They grew up with her. Right. Then she got all the older fans to follow her, and they're like, yo, she's safe. Her music is no longer safe.
Right.
No longer.
No,
Thank you. Right, Next.
You're right.
She's like, now I'm going to talk my shit. I got y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Britney Spears, she did the same.
Bieber, Chris Brown.
All of that.
Chris Brown is the perfect example.
Hey, he went from Ayo to
What?
Yeah.
Chris Brown was the teeny bopper to where like
Word.
I never listened to Breezy when
Word.
he first came out. I was like, yo, that's for these little
Yeah.
junior high kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not my thing.
Word.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm
Word.
constantly looking like, did
What
Breezy
else
come out
this
with
guy
some new
got?
shit?
Yeah.
You know, because like you said, he grabbed it, he grew, and now it's like I'm gonna do what I
What
want.
I want. Yeah,
You know
no
what I'm
one
saying?
can
I'm gonna do
think,
what I
which is
wanna
crazy. And you know what I need Facebook to do, and whoever's watching, I need y'all to share. It's saying there's 14 people. I'm seeing only 14 shares. My ego's hurt. My ego's hurt. I ain't saying nice. My ego's hurt. So please share. Hit that share because we're trying to get these words out here because I think we're actually saying some decent things, man.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
is it wrong of me to say? Am I
Share,
big
show
headed
some
now?
love. Oh no, shit, because you know I show love too, and you know, and before we end this, I gotta show my homie some love. I told him I would spin his video on here.
Okay, well I need send me the link and I'll do that.
I'll send you the link.
All right.
I'll send you the link. And you know, like I said, I'm always trying to share dudes music and stuff like that, man, showing love. But that's what we're, you know.
I think this was a pretty good podcast, people. We running up to almost 2 minutes.
Lord, it's 10 o'clock. You know what? We got to end this.
And I'm going to be real. My wife's like, you always after the thing, you and Nick just want to be talking and shit. You be getting home. Like, I don't even get to see you. So, you see, this sensitive ass dude right here,
Right.
I'm going to listen to some Drake.
Right.
On the ride home.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call her.
Yeah. Listen, we're going to play this right here. This is for my homie. This is the homie Dad, Hollywood Dad. And if anybody doesn't know who he is, he's from Brockton. He putting on for the city right now. And this is his joint. Let us know what y'all think about it. And
you sent it?
I'm sending it right now.
All right.
Let us know what you think about it. Give us your opinions. Yo, Thad, I told you I'll put you on the podcast, bro. This is going to be reviews for you. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. I don't know. I thought it was pretty decent myself. And I'm a fan, bro. Keep doing your thing, boy. That's what it is, bro.
All right, let me get this thing going.
Yeah, that's going to pop up. I know a couple people were probably wondering why, you didn't share the video and all of that. Yo, bro, listen, there's a reason why. I already DM'd him, bro. Let me handle mine.
They are questioning you?
Nah, I'm guessing that where some people like, nice didn't share, that Hollywood Dad shit. Like, bro, let me handle mine, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's because Nice is changing, bro.
You know what I mean? Let me
I
handle
don't know
mine
this
because
guy
I think
anymore.
of the bigger picture. Nah, I'm saying let's look at the bigger picture, bro.
They're like, yo, who is this guy?
Let's look at the bigger picture.
Who is this man?
That's what it is. Let's look at the bigger picture. Dad, I hit him up on the inbox, so we had a discussion.
Iceberg Industries, is that what it is?
That's my guy, yep.
Okay. Let me pause it so I can I'm going to let you give him the right intro. Let me set it up. It's almost set up here so we can do it right. Facebook, we appreciate y'all.
Yeah. This is my man Hollywood Dad right here. He's from Brockton, putting on for the hood, man. He got roots in Boston too, man. So show him love and support, man. He put a lot of work, a lot of effort into this track, man, and it's hitting right now. So show some love, give your comments, opinions, whatever you want. If you like it,
share.
You like it. If you don't, you don't.
Sharing is cool, man.
Definitely share it.
Let's get into that.
Like it. Even if you don't like it, it doesn't mean you don't have to share it because other people may like it. So show
Word.
some love.
It's ours too.
Don't be a hater, man. That's it, for real.
Ice, baby. Like I signed me a deal. Yeah. I just made me a meal. Yeah. Give a fuck how you feel.
Everywhere, bro. Spotify, don't matter, bro. Man, appreciate y'all. Have a good game, man. Thank you for following, man. Thank you, good, man.
Hollywood Dad.
I need a freak, her body on fleek. I ain't tryna put a ring on her. Back shots in the Jeep, she looking elite. She give me head in the Range Rover. My only problem spinning beans on her. My only problem spinning beans on her. My only problem spinning beans on her. My only problem spinning beans on her.
Uncle Phil with the bag, hit the club, show my ass. Jazzy Jeff with the cash, Rice Krispie need a snack. I hit it, make her take a cab. I ain't meet her on the ass. Dumb giving bitches swag. No edges, still brag. She my baby, that's the past. I'm pulling up in my doobie, and she let me splash, and I don't even know her name. My neck is flooded, my Tico, bitch chain on my neck is the color of the man. I'm from the streets, I need a freak. I'm good with the lowest lane. I need a couple things, Poppy's on point. He keep it coming, this and my youngin' nigga. I need some rubber body on fleek. I ain't tryna put a ring on her. Back shots in the Jeep, she lookin' elite. She give me head in the Range Rover. My only problem spending bands on her. 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 I need a freak, a body on fleek. I ain't tryna put a ring on her. Back shots in the Jeep, she lookin' elite. She give me head in the Range Rover. My only problem spending bands on her. 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 I'm taking off, no layover. She undercover, Malik Yoba. We can battle, shorty Saratoga. I'm in her head, paranoia. I say I love you just to bend you over. Grand Slam, Sammy Sosa. A Sprite dirty like bathwater. Apple juice, apple crown royal. Underlay, she let her bend. I ain't talking about who, but stay throwing that booty back. Boomerang. VVS is on my chain and my bottom teeth. After I pop it up, that way, on to the next. I need another freak, I need a check. It's time to go catch a lick, cut off my bottom, bitch. She been on my shit. I need a freak, a body on fleek. I ain't tryna put a ring on her. Back shots in the Jeep, she looking elite. She give me head in the Range Rover. My only problem spending bands on her. 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 I need a freak, a body on fleek. I ain't tryna put a ring on her. Back shots in the Jeep, she looking elite. She give me head in the Range Rover. My only problem spending bands on her. My only problem spending bands on her. My only problem spending bands on her. My only problem spending bands on her.